It is fantastic wisdom. The seminars are great. They're fun. They're upbeat. And they're coming up June 19th and 20th in Addison and in Fort Worth. Following weekend in Tyler. To get all the information you need, go to 877-907-TRADE. 877-907-TRADE. NVOWS.com. New venture on Wall Street. Do better in the stock market this summer and for the rest of your life. NVOWS.com. 877-907-TRADE.
How are we supposed to balance the budget when our appliances keep breaking down? Last month, it was the air conditioner. Before that, the refrigerator. What's it going to be next month?
It's hard enough these days trying to keep a balanced household budget. It's even harder when a home appliance or system breaks down unexpectedly. The repair bill could set you back months. But buying a home warranty from American Home Shield helps protect your budget against those unexpected costs because they help pay covered repairs for you. Your air conditioner, plumbing, oven, refrigerator, water heater, and more. For helpful free information, go to ahs.com or call 1-800-322-4147. Service requests are subject to a fee for each trade call. Some exclusions and limitations apply. The truth is, home appliances and systems do break down. So why not get a home warranty and let American Home Shield help pay covered repair bills for you? For helpful free information, including terms, rates, and coverage, go to ahs.com. That's ahs.com. Or call 1-800-322-4147.
Hey, everybody. Mark Davis for my friends at ViaScan of Las Colinas. We're always concerned about heart disease and cancer, and we should be. You ever hear those stories about the first sign that somebody had of heart problems when they died of a heart attack? The first evidence of any kind of cancer was after it was too big to be operable. Early detection is everything. Information is power, and honestly, sometimes information is survival. This is what ViaScan of Las Colinas is all about. ViaScan of Las Colinas. My friend John Duncan and the gang with the body scan, the well-view scan, they call it, all the vital organs there between the shoulder and the pelvis, making sure there's no heart plaques or blockages, no little cancer spots that could rise up and take you down. This is affordable, preventive healthcare. It is not uncomfortable. It is not claustrophobic. It's fantastic. I love it, and I love the information. It's good to know what's going on inside your body. Be ViaScan certain. 972-739-2840. 972-739-2840, or just Google ViaScan.
You can listen on the go. Find us on iHeartRadio. 660 AM. The Answer. The truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. The Wells Report with Jon-David Wells on 660 AM. The Answer.
You are listening to the Wells Report. My name is Jon-David Wells. Okay, so we took a look at that video that Daniel was talking about, and there is an interaction between an elderly black lady or an older black lady and a young male who is there. Okay, it's an older white woman and a black lady. Okay, all right. So Vicky looked this over and she said it's inconclusive. It's inconclusive because there's some time between that video and the one where the police show up. Yeah, we don't know that there's anything showing a police officer ignoring the white lady over not ignoring the black lady. I believe that when you show up at a pool party where people are complaining, you know, what you do is you try to make heads or tails out of the situation. And that's what I believe the police officer was doing. He was trying to get everybody settled down so that he could take control of the situation and find out what was going on. He even says so in the videotape. He says, you know, he's talking to some kids who said, hey, look, we're just here at a birthday party, right? And he goes, we'll figure that out in a minute. We'll figure that out in a second, right? He's trying to get control of the situation. That's what I saw. 866-660-5759. Let me get to Chrissy. Chrissy, you live in McKinney.
I do.
Talk to me about what you saw.
Well, I wasn't there personally, but I do have friends that live there. And, you know, what I see in that video is a very well-trained officer responding to his training. If you notice, the two boys that come up behind the officer, when he pulls out of his weapon, if you notice and you freeze frame it, one of the boys reaches into his pants like he's going to pull out a weapon. He's coming up on the officer very aggressively. He puts his hands in his shorts and makes an aggressive move. And I saw the officer in the video draw his weapon defensively. And if you notice, the officer never really points the gun at the children. He points it at the ground. He doesn't want to harm these children. He just doesn't, he's not certain what the situation is. And he does seem a bit overwhelmed, you have to admit.
Yeah, he seemed to be the most dynamic police officer making moves. The other guys were kind of standing around, but then again, he's the supervisor. He's the corporal in charge there.
Right, and another thing that's not really being talked about is the fact that this whole thing was known that this was going to happen in advance. The invitations to this party were tweeted out to all the DFW area, so kids were coming in from all over the place to come to this party, and they were charging admission, and this is a private HOA pool. This is not a public pool. This is something that you have to have a key card, you have to live in that community to be able to get into the pool. Now, I know from some of my friends that live in that area that those kids were jumping over the fence and letting in all their friends into the pool area. They were causing a scene, and the families that were enjoying the pool with their children felt threatened and had to leave. They saw that this situation was escalating, and so the residents had to leave. A lot of that's not being talked about, and the fact that this whole thing was organized by a party promotions company. So really, the media coverage of this event is just playing into this party promotions company, because they do this. They have these parties, charge admission, let in all these people, and incidents like this happen.
All right. So who do you think's wrong? Who do you think's right?
Well, I think, I think maybe the officer might have been a little aggressive, but I also think he didn't know what the situation was. Like I said, I think he felt threatened. I do think that maybe there was trespassing going on, because there were a lot of people that did not belong there were there. But you know what? This is McKinney. It's a small town. We are very community-oriented, very family-oriented, so something like this really has caught everyone off guard and just very unexpected.
All right. Thanks very much, Chrissy. I appreciate your perspective on it. Thank you. Let me get to Robert in Dallas. Thanks for joining us, Robert.
Hey, JD, at the very first of the video, you see one officer, and he's talking to about 4 or 5 black individuals, males, and he's telling them, look, it's not a good idea when the police show up that you guys start running. And then one of them hands him his flashlight, and he says, thank you.
Right.
He has his full composure. And then next thing you know, I call him Barney Fife, comes flying around, running around like a chicken with his head cut off, and telling people to go, go, go. I want you to get out of here. And he doesn't show, some people have a command of authority without using their authority. You know what I'm saying?
Sure, I do.
And I believe that he just was trying to force his respect. And granted, young kids today, they have it's authority problem, and I have a great deal of problem with that. But I think he caused more of a problem than he solved.
All right. Thanks much. I appreciate it. Let me get to Vincent in Mesquite. Thanks for joining us. Hi.
Yes, sir. Good morning. The previous caller, he pretty much, summed up everything that I was going to say. You do notice at the very beginning of the video, there was an officer who maintained his composure. He did a very good job of it. And the younger gentlemen were very responsive to him. And that whole flow that was, created, early on in the situation was disrupted by Officer Casebolt, who, just brought this whole aggressive, spirit to the situation. And from there, everything went downhill.
All right. Thanks very much. Let me get to John in Grapevine. John, I always look forward to your perspective. What did you see on this? What do you think?
Well, I saw pretty much the same thing I think everybody else is saying, and I'd like to make 2 points, Jon-David.
Okay.
First of all, I think the officer is going to be disciplined, hopefully with just a reprimand, for something that got way beyond his control. There is a blatant disrespect for the police across this country, and I lay that squarely at the feet of Barack Obama and Eric Holder for the manner in which they've handled this. We handled similar incidences over the last 2 or 3 years. The bottom line is, Jon-David, that we've got 3 dead officers in New York, 2 in Mississippi, and there may be others that I can't readily recall, that lost their lives serving and defending the public. And I'm tired of it. And point number 2 is, my goddaughter in North Carolina was a patrol officer in one of the major cities in North Carolina, and she went out to make an arrest at an apartment complex, and the individual resisted arrest, got her thumb, bent it backwards. She can no longer pass her marksmanship qualifications on the range, and the police force there wants her to either take a desk job or to resign. We're asking things of our police officers today that they shouldn't have to confront. These children were blatantly disrespectful. They went someplace because of a social media invitation. The person who sent those out should have known what the limit was on guests that were at that pool. And if what I've heard tonight is true, that there are individuals who have misbehaved in Ferguson en route to McKinney, I hope that McKinney comes down on them with both feet wearing concrete boots. I support the police in this, and it's unfortunate that that officer is going to be reprimanded, if not terminated. I don't feel that he deserves termination. I feel he was dealing with something he was drawn into the middle of by disrespect for law and order. And I appreciate you letting me express my opinion.
Of course, John. Thanks very much. I appreciate it. This is Mayor Brian Lohmiller earlier leaving a videotape for the constituents and for the residents of McKinney.
As many of you know, an incident this past Friday has brought a great deal of attention to our community and police department. I have received messages of support for our police officers generally and messages of concern about the actions of one officer in particular from the incident on Friday evening. We appreciate your support and we share your concerns. After reviewing the video of the incident, Chief Conley has placed the officer on administrative leave as required while a complete investigation is conducted. The process for dealing with this issue requires a full review of the incident based on the policies and procedures of the City of McKinney. Chief Conley has assured me that he is working with all deliberate speed to conclude this process. Part of the review will include evaluating the incidents that led to the need for police assistance to try to prevent this type of situation from happening again. Chief Conley, City Management, the City Council, and I are also reaching out to our community to keep them apprised of the issues as it develops and to create new avenues of communication if they are needed. Chief Conley is new to our city and has a long track record during his career of open and honest communication with all members of the cities where he has served. We will continue to communicate with our citizens as the review of this incident takes place and will report the results of the investigation to the community as soon as they are available. McKinney citizens as a whole are good, law-abiding citizens that are actively involved in our city. We will be inclusive and work together to bring resolution to this issue and move forward together. Thank you.
And that was McKinney Mayor Brian Lohmiller discussing his point of view and what the city is going to do moving forward. Let me get to Carrie in Hazlet, Texas. Carrie, thanks for joining us. Hello.
Thank you. First of all, I want to question the fact that someone came into the video doing kind of a ninja roll.
Oh yeah, that was the police officer. That was Eric Casebolt. Apparently, he tripped and stumbled, and that was actually a very athletic move. It was very, very good. He did a shoulder roll and got right back up on his feet and kept doing what he was doing. It was truly amazing.
Okay, so I would tell him yay if that's what was happening.
Yes.
So I could have been on the DJ. I'm sorry, the OJ jury because I look at everything.
Sure.
And what I saw was the first video, but then I saw the second video.
Uh-huh.
And the second video was quite a lot of violence.
Yes, it was. And it was unfortunate. And thanks very much, Carrie. I appreciate it. Cornell William Brooks is the NAACP president and CEO. He said, "I'm deeply disturbed by the McKinney Police Department's treatment of these African-American teenagers. This is the excessive force on an unarmed 14-year-old girl clad only in a bikini by an officer wearing a uniform and a gun was particularly troubling." I'm wondering, Mr. Brooks, should he have stripped down to his swimming thong before, just saying. The NAACP has reached out to the families of these young people. We'll be advocating on their behalf at our meeting with the chief of police tomorrow. These teens appeared to be simply attending a pool party and deserved respectful treatment under the law. We are calling for a full investigation of the McKinney Police Department officers and that they be held accountable to the fullest extent of the law. We also join the community in wrapping our arms around these young people as they heal from the physical and mental scars this incident may have caused. Mr. Brooks, I don't know that you even saw the video. I mean, it's very plain that the kids involved, especially the young girl in the bikini who gets thrown to the ground, was ignoring lawful orders from a police officer. And she kept doing it. And yes, indeed, she got thrown on the ground after she resisted arrest. At that point, all bets are off as far as I know. Now, there are two other youths, and I believe one of them was white, trying to intercede behind the police officer who noticed them and then drew his service pistol. Okay? So I'm not saying that he didn't overreact. What I'm saying is that we need to be very, very careful about what we say regarding, all of this coming down this way. I mean, when you don't do what the police officer tells you to do, something bad is about to happen next. Seriously. Texas State Conference president of the NAACP, Gary Bledsoe, said from what we've seen in the video, the treatment is inhumane, and especially since we're talking about teenagers. These are our children. If there's an explanation for this, we'd really like to know what it is. From Ricky Neal, president of the Garland, Texas branch of the NAACP. By the way, we try to get in touch with all these guys today. No joy. The NAACP very concerned about what has occurred. We have arranged meetings with the police department to obtain as much information as possible. Tomorrow, NAACP leaders, including myself, the national board member Bob Lydia, and NAACP Arlington branch president Elisa Simmons will meet with McKinney Police Department Chief Greg Conley, which is good. I wonder if they'll pay any attention to what he says. Elisa Simmons, president of the Arlington, Texas branch of the NAACP. Once again, we contacted everyone that I'm giving, and nobody returned our phone calls. All right.
Not surprising.
All right. Actually, we did. Somebody from the press office did say that if there was somebody that she could find to talk to us, she'd get back to us. And then we never heard anything else. Just trying to get it right. Really hard to do a serious journalistic enterprise.
Watch out for Al Sharpton.
Yeah, it's really hard to do a serious journalistic enterprise if nobody's going to talk to you. Of course, I'm not one of those media members that goes along with the plan either. Yeah. So you're listening to the Wells Report. This is 660 AM The Answer. We'll be back with more in just a moment.
This is Albert Mogler from townhall.com. The nation of Ireland recently became the very first on the planet to legalize same-sex marriage by a vote of the people. As the Associated Press reported, quote, Ireland citizens have voted in a landslide to legalize gay marriage, a stunningly lopsided result that illustrates what Catholic leaders and rights activists alike have called a social revolution, end quote. It is indeed a social revolution. Behind it, more fundamentally, it's a worldview revolution and a moral revolution. According to The Economist of London, we should note, 84% of the population regard themselves in Ireland as Catholic. Moreover, 71% of Irish young people, those especially aged 18 to 24, voted for same-sex marriage. As Catholic leaders have pointed out, they were educated in Catholic schools. The big lesson for all of us is this: if we fail to teach our young people the truth about marriage, we shouldn't be surprised when one way or another they make very clear they're confused about what marriage is. There's a big lesson for all of us here. I'm Albert Mohler.
Hey folks, Mike Krejci here, sales manager of 660 AM The Answer. If you are a business owner, I want to talk specifically to you. If you were listening to our station over the last few days, you'll know that we've been supporting one of our favorite charities, Cure International, by offering our Business Benefactor program. We've had some terrific businesses step up to support the cause, but we need a few more to join in. We are trying to heal kids in Haiti who are born with a condition known as clubfoot. Your gift will help heal a child so they can run, dance, and play and have a chance at a normal life. 100% of this gift goes to help these children. Here's how the Business Benefactor program works. Your business donates $2,800 to Cure International, and in exchange, you'll get an advertising campaign to run on 660 AM The Answer during the next 90 days, absolutely free. So you'll be helping your business and these kids all at the same time. Call me today to get started. My number is 214-561-9103. That's 214-561-9103. One more time, 214-561-9103. Thank you.
Policies issued by American General Life Insurance Company, Houston, Texas. Not available in all states. For details, visit AIGdirect.com.
It takes a lot of courage to face your own death, but I'm glad I finally did. See, I was putting off getting life insurance to protect my family, even though I knew it was important. Then my neighbor's husband died. I watched her struggle emotionally and financially. It really made me face reality. If my husband died, how would I pay the mortgage, the car payments, or keep up the life the kids and I had? I realized I needed to get us life insurance right away. So I called AIG Direct. In less than 5 minutes, I had a quote. I was shocked at how affordable it is. Just $14 a month for $250,000 of term life coverage. I feel so much better knowing my family has protection.
Call AIG Direct right now for a free no-obligation quote. The call takes less than 5 minutes, and you can save up to 70%. Call now, 1-800-500-0983. That's 1-800-500-0983. 1-800-500-0983.
Have you ever thought you'd like to buy and sell houses but didn't know how or where to begin? Do you fear your job is in jeopardy, or is your business income reduction keeping you awake at night? We're in the best time in 25 years to make a fortune in real estate without using your money or credit. My name is Ron LeGrand, and I've taught 500,000 people to do just that and personally bought hundreds of houses myself. If you'll call 800-865-3959, I'll send the first 500 callers my hot new CD, Foreclosure Fortunes, and my best-selling book to help you get started absolutely free. I'll show you how to build a six-figure income part-time with no previous experience and no license, even if you're a busy professional. Call 800-865-3959, 24 hours, and get my new book and CD free. That's 800-865-3959. Take your life back and make this your best year ever. That's 800-865-3959. Call 800-865-3959 now.
What could you do with an extra $500, $1,000, or even $1,500 per month? How would that change things for you? Would you buy a new car, pay off bills, or just feel a bit more secure about your retirement? What if I told you there may be a way to make your dreams a reality? I'm talking about trading and investing in the market. Now, before you say, oh no, that's not for me, just hear me out. I want to invite you to a free trading and investing class so you can check this out. And right now, if you call in and mention offer Radio 50, Online Trading Academy will comp the class and even send you home with a free $247 home study program. Call right now and reserve your seat while space is still available. Call 888-523-TRADE. Call 888-523-TRADE. Mention offer Radio 50. Call 888-523-TRADE or online at otaclass.com. That's 888-523-8723 or otaclass.com.
Dallas, Fort Worth's home for stimulating talk. 660 AM, The Answer. If it's important to you, it's on the Wells Report on 660 AM, The Answer.
How are you doing? My name is Jon-David Wells. I want to talk to you for a couple of minutes about Cure International. Cure International is a great organization that works on a particular deformity of young kids. It's called clubfoot. It's a congenital deformity that severely twists the foot downward and inward, making walking difficult or impossible. It's completely curable. The folks at Cure International want to help the children of Haiti that suffer from this deformity, and they'd like your help. 1 out of every 750 children born in Haiti suffers from clubfoot. How can you help? A $400 donation will completely fund the total cost of treatment for one infant. That allows them to have straight feet by the time they're ready to learn how to walk. You can find out more by going to 660amtheanswer.com to donate, or you can call 855-216-0400. But if you donate $2,800 to Cure International, you can qualify for the business benefactor. That's right. We'll give you an advertising campaign on 660 AM The Answer absolutely free. If you'd like, I will voice that campaign for you. All you got to do is call my dear friend Mike Krejci at 214-561-2164. That's 214-561-2164 to get started with your advertising campaign. $2,800 saves 7 kids from clubfoot. And this is the final week. Why do I have a personal stake in this? I'll tell you next time we talk about Cure International on the Wells Report here on 660 AM The Answer.
Dennis Prager believes you must think about your kids first.
I can't really put myself in a place of if my father had become a woman, how I would have reacted. Or for that matter, the thought on my children if I became a woman. There's a lot more in life than my happiness. I'm not saying he shouldn't have done it, but there was a lot more in life than my own pursuit of happiness.
The Dennis Prager Show, weekdays at noon, right before Sean Hannity at 2 on 660 AM. The Answer.
Hi, I'm John Hill, founder of the Good Contractors List. I get asked a lot if the Good Contractors List is like Angie's List, so I thought I'd take the time to do a comparison and let you decide. On the Good Contractors List, we actually meet every one of our contractors face to face and have an extensive screening process. On Angie's List, you can pay to read reviews. On the Good Contractors List, if issues arise with our contractors, we get physically involved and will come to your home if necessary. On Angie's List, you can pay to write a bad review. The Good Contractors List takes into consideration things like overhead and sales tactics when choosing our contractors. On Angie's List, you can pay to read reviews. If one of our contractors refuses to fix a problem, we investigate fully and pay up to $10,000 of our own money to get it fixed. On Angie's List, you can write a bad review and you're on your own. The Good Contractors List is absolutely free with a $10,000 guarantee. Reviews are good. Responsibility is better.
Good Contractors List.
Hey, it's Mark Davis with something I know you do not want to spend your summer doing. Paying 2 mortgages while only living in one house, or stuck in one house that you can't sell when there's another house right over there across town that you'd love to move into, but you can't. If you're stuck in a home you can't sell and nobody else has been able to sell it for you, let me solve that for you. Josh DeShong, my hero. He sold our home. Josh DeShong and the now famous Josh DeShong home selling team. Here's how he works. Marketing budget like nobody else. Energy like nobody else. Putting your house in front of so many people. You only need one buyer. He will find it. Here's his pledge. You'll sit down with Josh DeShong. Talk about a price and a time frame. If your house does not sell at that agreed upon price in that agreed upon time frame, that's it. Josh DeShong will buy your house. Your house will get sold. That's why his website is getsold.net. Getsold.net. Call Josh today. Get him on your team. 972-325-6644. 972-325-6644 or getsold.net.
This is 660 AM, The Answer. A service of Salem Media Group on the NASDAQ as SALM. KSKY, Balch Springs, Dallas, Fort Worth. 660 AM, The Answer.
Fox News Radio, I'm Karen McHugh. Very stormy weather up and down the eastern portion of the country tonight.
New York down toward Virginia, and then southwest we're into the southern Appalachians, Tennessee Valley, northern parts of Alabama and Georgia. Also may see just a few storms with damaging winds as well.
National Weather Service meteorologist Roger Edwards, tornadoes in some spots are a possibility. Meanwhile, in Illinois, one family is very grateful to have their teenage son back home again. 15-year-old Marcus Jackson of Peoria spent 12 hours clinging to a tree in the middle of a flood zone. This volunteer searcher found him.
We got a little closer. I said, young man, what's your name? And he said, my name is Marcus. I said, oh, thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Jesus. And I just ran and I gave him a hug. And I said, oh, my God, young man, you have no idea how many people were praying for you.
April Eckhart. Still no sign of 2 convicted killers who escaped from an upstate New York prison Saturday. Officials investigating whether they had any inside help. Fox News, we report, you decide.
This is 660 AM, The Answer.
If you're turning on the AC for the warm days of spring and it's just not working or not cooling the way it should, time to call Walker Air Conditioning. Hey, Mark Davis. My friends at Walker are a family business, but big enough to cover North Texas with reliable, honorable service for your AC units. No commission salesmen showing up. They're technicians sent to fix your problem at an affordable price. Oh, if it's time for a new unit, they've got all the best brands at all the best prices. But let Walker AC see what you need first with techs who know what they're doing from a company you can trust. 52 years in the business, stellar customer reviews, A+ from the Better Business Bureau, specialists in AC and refrigeration for homes and business. Got a wine cellar, a wine fridge? They'll fix yours or install a new one. Walker AC, making sure you are cool and comfortable. Walker Air Conditioning. Website is walkerac.com. That's walkerac.com. Phone number is 972-4-WALKER. 972-4-WALKER. walkerac.com.
People who can afford a LASIK procedure sure are lucky. Imagine being able to throw away your contacts and glasses. Imagine waking up tomorrow with 20/20 vision. Too bad everyone can't afford LASIK. Well, guess what? There's a company that agrees with you. The LASIK Vision Institute is now offering dramatically low prices on high-quality LASIK to make it affordable for everyone. That means you get the latest FDA-approved LASIK technology for a fraction of what others charge. And if you call right now, we'll schedule a free appointment so you can discover if LASIK is right for you. Results may vary. Call 1-800-700-2629. Even better, if you're one of the first 100 callers, ask about an extra 20% discount off our already low-cost services. We've already performed over 1 million procedures. Let us help you. Discover how you can get the quality LASIK experience you deserve at a fraction of what others charge. For your free appointment, call 1-800-700-2629. 1-800-700-2629.
Hey, everybody, Mark Davis. Got an idea. How about if we make this the summer of you doing better on Wall Street? How do we do that? We get you into the upcoming seminars for New Venture on Wall Street, NVOWS.com. We have an Addison location and a Fort Worth location for the seminar weekend, the 19th and 20th of June. Weekend after that in Tyler. Learn more at NVOWS.com or a phone number I'll give you here in a second. It's a 2-day event. It's live. It's not a webinar. It's real people. It's great. It's upbeat. It's fun. And you'll leave this course confident in your ability to trade stocks better with more wisdom. And New Venture is going to coach you along the way. It's not just seminar and then, see ya, have a nice life. Nope, they're going to stay with you, helping you along the way to make sure that you have kept in your head the stuff they've taught you. It'll enable you to retire earlier, get a second income stream, things we all want to do. So let me get you into these seminars at 877-907-TRADE, 877-907-TRADE, Addison and Fort Worth, 19th and 20th of June, Tyler the weekend after, 877-907-TRADE.
This claim is not insurance and does not meet minimum credible coverage requirements under the Affordable Care Act. This discount card program contains a 30-day cancellation and refund period. The administrator and the benefits limited, Dallas, Texas, not available in all states.
Are your medical expenses and insurance costs out of control? There's a way to pay less for the healthcare you need. RealMedSavings.com. It's a membership like a club that lets you access huge networks of medical professionals for a whole lot less money. Real Med Savings even connects you with a board-certified physician anytime, 24 hours a day. The doctor will consult with you, diagnose the condition, and when necessary, call in the prescription. You pay nothing for the doctor's consultation because you're a member. You save money because we've already negotiated discounts on dental, vision, prescription drugs, and much more. Just go to RealMedSavings.com and learn all about it. Real Med Savings is not insurance. You just save real money on your health care for you and your whole family, and it costs less than $1 a day for the whole family. No salesperson will call, and there is no long-term commitment. Convenient, money-saving health care. RealMedSavings.com.
Know what's always on my mind, kid? Safety. I live, eat, and breathe safety. When I wake up in the morning, I have a large cup of safety with 2 sugars and a dash of safety. Safety matters. Your safety, my safety, everybody's safety. That's why I love Grainger. Grainger has the products, services, and resources to help keep our facility safe and our people safer. Now pass me one of those safety donuts over there. Call clickgrainger.com/safety or stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Clean up with deals on top quality hardwood floors from Lumber Liquidators. Tired of that old carpet? Replace it with stylish and affordable hardwood like 5-inch pre-finished oak for just 99 cents. It's easier to clean than carpet, and this week we've got it for less than half of what you'd pay at other stores. Or get hand-scraped bamboo for $1.99. It's beautifully textured, and now it's 43% less. Plus, laminate and more from 49 cents and 18-month special financing. Now is the time to roll up that dingy carpet and lay down a quality hardwood floor. Visit LumberLiquidators.com to find a store near you.
Set sail with Newt Gingrich. Get aboard the Elegant Crystal Symphony for a spectacular 7-day cruise from New York to Montreal. At the same time, enjoy stimulating seminars on politics and investment. Our guests include Newt Gingrich, Mark Skousen, John Ransom, and Chris Versace. And everything's included. We set sail September 13th through the 20th. Join us for the Politics in Your Portfolio cruise. Log on to politicsandyourportfolio.com for all the details. Politicsandyourportfolio.com.
Learn a little something at the start of your day. The Mark Davis Show. Mornings 7 to 10 on 660 AM. The Answer. Is anybody out there paying attention to what's going on in this country, in this state, and in this city? We know one man who is. You got questions? He's got answers. This is the Wells Report with Jon-David Wells on 660 AM. The Answer.
You are listening to the Wells Report. My name is Jon-David Wells. We're talking about the McKinney pool incident and what it means both to our city, our community, our lives, and also another incident very much like it, except on a much larger scale. What we've got here is we've got a situation where there was another very serious incident that occurred that essentially were called mass riots. And that was in New Jersey. Radio hosts at the New York station that sponsored the country's largest one-day hip-hop music festival took to the airwaves to scold concert goers who threw bottles and rushed the gates, prompting police to fire tear gas into the crowd and arrest 61 people. One DJ said the melee should not overshadow an event that's been going on for 23 years. More about that in just a couple of seconds, because I think we've got a bigger problem here. I think what we've got here is we've got something that has an opportunity to turn into a gigantic mess. Let me talk to JD and McKinney. JD, welcome to the Wells Report. Hi.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for having me.
Sure.
Here's my take, Mr. Wells.
Yes.
Being a husband, a father, a man, and a son, you know, who has at this stage in my life children, sons and daughters that I have to raise and rear in a world where, yes, we are an African American family. We came to McKinney from probably the roughest, if not the most violent, according to the FBI statistics, that is, city in America, Flint, Michigan, a few years ago.
Wow. Welcome home.
Thank you. To see this happening here in McKinney, what used to happen on a regular basis back in Flint, Michigan, it's a surprise that it happened here in McKinney.
It's got to be a little disappointing, too.
To the degree that my son yesterday morning came to me and said, "Hey, Dad, I saw a video. You know, I got some questions about it, about this wild pool party that went out of control." I was about to cut his hair. He just graduated from McKinney Boyd, going on to his future. He's going to see things like this happening.
Sure.
My thing with him is, son, as we're sitting down, I'm cutting his hair. I said, "Son, you're in the same situation. You're at a pool party. Things go wrong. They go sideways. Cops show up. What do you do?" He said, "Well, Dad, first thing, I wouldn't want to put myself in a situation where I'd be in that environment in the first place." I said, "Good answer." I said, "What's the second thing?" He said, "Number two, if a cop shows up and starts telling me what to do, I'm going to listen to the cop."
Absolutely.
Number three, I said, you're batting 1,000 so far, son." He said, "Number three, whatever that cop tells me to do, that's what I'm going to do." I said, "Son," I said, "that's how you avoid unnecessary confrontation with law enforcement, and that's how you stay alive." Okay.
That's true.
As a black father, as a black man in America, where we live in communities that are not always racially even or racially slanted in our direction, we have to understand, Mr. Wells, that, and I come from a career of public safety as well. So I get it. I understand that sometimes, police, fire, municipalities, servants who are called to serve the public, we can overreact or underact in many cases. However, I think there's an onus on us as parents to not focus on what maybe a public servant did wrong, but how you, as a son, as a daughter, me as a parent, can help my next generation that's coming after me avoid some of the mistakes of falling into the victim category and falling into the category where we easily take the mirror and try to focus in on someone else instead of looking ourselves square in the mirror and say, how can I help myself or my children, my sons, my daughters, not get into these situations in the future? And I think that's where we as parents have to focus, because the media is going to spin this thing out of control and people are going to think, say, and do what they want. I can't control that. But the time that I have as a dad with my son and my daughters, I can spend that time constructively trying to help engineer a young man or young lady that's going to be a success in this world we live in. And that's where I had to leave it.
I think everything that you said is completely right on target, absolutely on time and perfect. Okay. And I, I'm in a situation where I have been an observer of society and a participant in it, and have seen things and not seen things. I don't For the longest time, I didn't realize that not walking through your shoes, was something that I had missed. I thought, well, I mean, this is obvious. This is all straightforward and so on and so forth until, one of my fellow DJs at a radio station was hassled by a police officer, who just flat made a mistake. I mean, it was absolutely wrong. And the problem with it was, as I said, whoa, that's Robert Holiday, okay, who was one of the highest rated radio personalities I ever worked with in my whole life. And she told me to shut up or I was going to get arrested too. Now, the thing about it is that stopped me because I don't have your experience set. I don't have your experiential set. And I think that it's unfortunate that I don't, or it's unfortunate that you don't have one that's exactly like mine. I
think maybe if I could just interject with you, it's maybe not unfortunate. It's actually maybe a good thing, because if we all had the same journey, walked in the same shoes, had the same skin color, same texture of hair, same eye color, this would be a very boring world.
Well, of course, but the thing,
because we've had different life experiences, so the good, the bad, the ugly, or the indifferent.
Sure.
If we can exist in a place where when things like this happen, we can objectively say, hey, how can we help this not happen again from both perspectives? How can we, as a firefighter in a medical technician, one of the things we did every day when we showed up to work was train. If you face this scenario, we're training. We're training in advance for if it ever happens, when it happens, when it's going to happen. It may not happen until 5 years down the line, but trust me, your scenario that we're training on right now is going to happen.
It is.
And if we don't look at things maybe from a future perspective, if we don't prepare today for what potentially or what inevitably is going to happen at some point in time, we're going to fail the people that we're sworn to serve. Same thing. I swore an oath when I married my wife. I made an oath before God and the people that I would take care of her to the day I died, and those children that I helped bring into this world. So I have an obligation as a father to not help stir the problem of planting seeds in my children's mind unnecessarily, to always have a conspiracy theory not lodged in the back of their mind when they have to deal with a person in law enforcement.
Now, clearly, clearly on this point, and this is the point that I was trying to get to before. Clearly, on this point, there is an invitation on the part of national leadership for kids to go down this road. You see it in New Jersey here. 61 arrested, 10 troopers injured at a concert where people were just crashing the gates. You got to pay to get in. And obviously, we don't know whether there are people that are agent provocateurs. There's something here that I have right here. Hired Black Lives Matter. Protesters start cut the check. That's hashtag cut the check after being stiffed by an Acorn successor group. In other words, a group that followed on to Acorn sent people to Ferguson, Missouri as professional protesters. Now, we don't know what happened in New Jersey. I'm sure this didn't happen in McKinney. But what are your thoughts as we come to this conversation? What are your thoughts about America's black youth being lured into situations like this after being empowered to ignore the cops under any circumstance?
Well, I'm glad you asked. I'm a pretty unique person, Mr. Wells. I have a pretty extensive media background as well.
Good.
Public service. I spent many years in the music industry. Still have many ties in the music industry. And to my own fault, in my early years, I helped contribute to the problem that exists today in the hip hop culture. Okay. Because out of my studios in Flint, Michigan, and my travels to LA and New York and Atlanta, Chicago, and other places where I would produce music, that as I look back now, at the age that I am, with the children I have and the direction I'm going, I would never want to go into that genre of music again. You know why? Because it's destructive to the fiber and the fabric of our culture. Okay? When we have got to a place where it's okay to call a young lady a bee,
Yeah.
or a garden tool.
Yeah.
And we've gotten socially conditioned to think that it's okay to fight your parents, cuss at your parents, fight the teacher, cuss a police officer out.
Fight the cops. I mean,
Fight the cops, yeah. Who in the world told you that your attitude and your skin color is going to win the fight with a man dressed in blue with a badge and gun and bullets? I don't get where we've gotten to a place where we think that just having attitude with people is going, particularly people in law enforcement or in public service, are going to get us anywhere. It's not getting us anywhere. But we've been socially conditioned to believe that it's okay to degrade ourselves to the point where we call our women bitches, hoes. Excuse me, I know we're on radio.
No, that's okay. No. You keep talking.
And we got little girls repeating that stuff in classrooms, calling each other bees and hoes, and it's become socially accepted to the place where we don't even value our own lives. And the African American family has suffered greatly over the past 10 to 20 years because of a degrading effect that comes from an onslaught in music, in media, in culture, in society. And it's to the place now where 80% of our children are being born out of wedlock.
Yep.
Okay, so we have these little young people showing up at pool parties who have no parent waiting at home to say, I wish I would see you on a video acting like that. Because not only will the cops slam you, I will slam your behind when you get home.
Well, there was a woman who did that exact thing.
Matter of fact, I'll come get you on site, on location, and I'll slam you myself and dare you to do anything. Okay? That's the kind of parents I had growing up. I don't know about these,
Me too, man.
These new generation parents. My father told me one thing. He said, son, you can listen to me or you're going to listen to somebody one day. But trust me, you're going to either listen to me at home or you're going to listen to a prison warden behind bars. Okay? But you're going to listen to somebody. And you can make the choice right now who you want to listen to. But you will obey and you will listen to somebody one day. I made the decision when I was young to just do what my dad told me to do and avoid the rest of the problems that a lot of them have today. But yeah, man, it's crazy out there.
Well, jungle. One thing that's happening is that we're being divided. We're being divided for political effect, and these conversations are immeasurably valuable. Okay, for all of us to stop this, we have to first understand that we're being played like guitars. We have to stand together as neighbors and friends, and all those kids are my kids, and all that actually matters. And I appreciate the fact that you, one, serve society so beautifully. And you've enriched this broadcast by being a part of it, JD. Stay put. I want to talk to you. Don't go anywhere. You're listening to The Wells Report. This is 660 AM The Answer.
Hey, everybody. Mark Davis for my friends at Good Feet. I've been proud for years to send you to the Good Feet locations in Plano and in Fort Worth. And now I'm really glad to tell you about the third Good Feet location, South Lake, Texas, right there, 2615 East South Lake Boulevard. Couple of blocks east of Town Square on South Lake Boulevard between Kimball and Nolan. Know what happens in there? The same great results you've always gotten in Plano and in Fort Worth. Real people taking care of real foot problems. Foot pain can spread. It can become leg pain, hip pain, back pain. Let's get you out of pain. At goodfeetdfw.com, learn about all the locations brand new in South Lake. Plano, still on the corner of Coit and the Bush Turnpike in front of Central Market. Fort Worth, 1 block south of I-20 on Bryant Irvin, and brand new Good Feet in South Lake, 2615 East South Lake Boulevard, 2 blocks east of Town Square. It's Good Feet, getting people out of pain today. America's #1 arch support. Check them out at goodfeetdfw.com. That's goodfeetdfw.com, Plano, Fort Worth, and South Lake.
Hi, I'm Jeff Stewart with Reliant Air Conditioning. Today, let's talk about the $29 service call gimmick. Here in North Texas, an experienced service tech costs at least $35 an hour to employ. So how does a $29 service call work? Well, it doesn't unless they find a bunch of stuff wrong with your system. It's just bait to get you to call. We can't come out for $29, and really, neither can they. In this business, you get what you pay for. Reliant Air Conditioning service call is $79, and our guys are all drug tested, background checked, and they don't work on commission. So if you need service on your AC system, call the company that's been gimmick-free since '83. Or if your system needs to be replaced, you can save up to $3,500 per system with Carrier's Cool Cash promotion. Our number's 877-YOUR-HERO. That's 877-968-7437 or ReliantAirConditioning.com.
Reliant Air Conditioning. Call 877-YOUR-HERO.
Hi, folks. I'm Frank Manzeri, owner of Statewide Remodeling. You know, we've been getting some relief from what is usually the beginning of summer here in Texas. And right behind that, the temperature goes up, and so do your cooling bills. We manufacture our windows to beat the Texas heat. Our fiber core reinforced frames are 9 times stronger than other windows, and our glass has 27% more viewing area. We give you better than triple pane performance at a double pane price. Another thing that separates our window from all competitors is we can match our exterior frame to any color Sherwin-Williams offers. So no plain white windows here or 3 to 4 colors to choose from. And of course, we offer the longest warranty in the industry. It even covers glass breakage and workmanship for as long as you own your home. So if you're ready to see the window that sets the standard in Texas, give us a call. And if you decide it's the one for you, receive 20% off the complete job. The number to call is 888-270-7095. That's 888-270-7095. Or check us out online 24/7 at statewideremodeling.com.
This is a message for everyone who suffers from tinnitus, the constant ringing or buzzing in your ears. Right now, Ringaway is inviting you to participate in a special nationwide giveaway of a new breakthrough that combats ear ringing. That's right, we're giving away free bottles of this fast-acting breakthrough to everyone who calls in the next 10 minutes. Just call 1-800-448-1916. If lines are busy, try again. This is an exclusive radio-only offer. Ringaway is our #1 product for ear ringing, and there's nothing like it. Powered by fast-acting, doctor-recommended ingredients, it's scientifically designed to combat ear ringing and buzzing, so you can work and sleep in peace. But you can only get a free bottle by calling now. Take part in this special nationwide giveaway and see for yourself. If you want the ringing to stop, call now for details and participate in this special nationwide giveaway of Ringaway. For your free bottle, just call in the next 10 minutes. 1-800-448-1916. Hurry, supplies are limited. 1-800-448-1916.
Realtors have expertise in land development and management, retail, industrial, office, and investment properties. They have the experience, knowledge, and savvy to help you achieve your business and investment real estate goals. Realtors also have the power of the National Association of Realtors behind them, working with legislators and regulators to support the key role commercial real estate plays in our national economy. Ask for a professional who understands your commercial business. Ask for a realtor. Realtors are members of the National Association of Realtors.
Geico Motorcycle presents Reflections from the Road. The day I knew I was a real biker was when I switched to Geico Motorcycle Insurance. Because real bikers, well, they know where the savings are. And you know what else makes you a real biker? A sweet tattoo. Check mine out. Just got it yesterday. It says Heel on Wheels. Wait, Heel on Wheels? Oh, man. Well, at least I got the saving money with Geico part, right?
Geico Motorcycle Insurance. See how much you could save. Listen to us live on iHeartRadio, 660 AM. The Answer. Only for Texas. This is the Wells Report on 660 AM. The Answer.
You are listening to the Wells Report. JD's call typifies what I've been trying to say for about the last 6 months. Okay? We can all take offense if we choose to. We can all take offense if we choose to. We can fall into the political trap if we choose to. If we believe that there, just as JD said so brilliantly, that there is some sort of conspiracy theory out there that they're trying to take you down. It's not that there isn't a basis for that outrage, because there is. And as we have discovered, the basis for that outrage goes all the way to the very top of American leadership. But those people in that leadership situation profit by dividing us. And we have to just stop it. Theoretically, I'm not an aggrieved part of the American population. Theoretically, JD is a part of an aggrieved portion of this population. Those people who belong in those groups must, and all of us do, we must first realize that we are being played like guitars by dividers, and that it's terribly destructive to our society. And we have to put all this down. If you're an African-American kid and the police shows up, do whatever they tell you. That's what I tell my sons. Do exactly what the police tell you to. Don't mouth with them. They're going to win. Sort it out later. That's why you have my telephone number. This society is greater than the race-baiting politicians who try to run it. And that's true of either color. We go back, we go back 50 years. We go back to the 60s, and it's white politicians that were just as wrong as, say, black politicians are today. It's the same problem. Divide, then conquer. I'm tired of being conquered. How about you? Let me get to, I just hung up on someone. If I just hung up on you, call me back. Chris, thanks for joining us. Welcome to the Wells Report. Hi.
Thanks, JD. Yeah, that JD was very eloquent there.
He was perfect.
Yeah, and but I share your sentiment, and I think this is the harbinger of a very big problem if we don't get control of it. I work in the inner city as a healthcare worker, and I've seen this year African Americans really cooling off towards me who have been friends for years because they are being successfully put in a position where they are angry, and the community organizers who are spawned on by this administration are encouraging them towards civil disobedience in order to create more tension. And if it doesn't stop, they really are going to create more and more situations like this until it spins out of control, which is what they want.
Well, and it has spun out of control. It has spun out of control, Chris. Baltimore, Ferguson. It's hard to get, everybody says, well, it's a majority white police department in Ferguson. Why is it a majority white police department in Ferguson? Because the black kids have been told their entire lives that if they join the police force, they're an Uncle Tom. And they can't, that's an aspect that you and I don't have an answer for, Chris. The only thing that I can say is we have got to stand together. We have got to stand together. We've got to stand together. We've got to stop this, or they're just going to eat us alive. This is the Wells Report.
I had the home of my dreams, but one day I noticed cracks in the wall by the front door as well as the kitchen window. A neighbor recommended Abacus Foundation Repair. He said they're the best foundation repair company in Dallas, and they use an advanced system on your foundation called Millennium Composite Pilings that'll last 1,000 years. Well, I went to their website, abacusfoundationrepair.com, and saw that they have an A+ rating from the Better Business Bureau, and the world's leading service company review website recommended them highly. And the best part? They haven't had a complaint in the last 13 years. So I called them, and I'm happy I did. Abacus Foundation Repair guaranteed their work, and they gave me a lifetime transferable warranty.
If you see cracks in the walls of your home or your doors don't shut properly, call Abacus Foundation Repair at 972-406-9000. That's 972-406-9000. Or go to abacusfoundationrepair.com. If you want your foundation fixed right the first time, call Abacus Foundation Repair.
Your 2-year-old has a fever and needs antibiotics. Trouble is, it's 3 a.m. and the doctor's office is closed, so you'll need to pack up all the kids and drive to the ER. But not anymore. If you have Teladoc from MyDiscountHealth.com, just call the toll-free number 24/7. You'll speak to a board-certified, state-licensed doctor who, if needed, can write a prescription right over the phone. MyDiscountHealth.com includes Teladoc with 11 other services, including dental, vision, and prescription discounts, all for less than $25 a month. Learn more by calling toll-free 844-450-2273. That's 844-450-2273. This plan is not health insurance and does not replace health insurance. Members pay participating providers directly and receive discounts immediately. Savings varies by provider and service. Cancel within 30 days and get a full refund less processing fee. Discount Medical Plan Organization is Carrington International Corp., Frisco, Texas. This plan is not available in all areas. Call 844-450-2273 or go to MyDiscountHealth.com.
If you've got an IRA, 401k, or pension plan, I've got some really bad news for you. The IRS wants you to think these qualified plans are the best way to save for retirement. They give you a tax break when you contribute. Sounds good, right? Wrong. A qualified plan could be a tax disaster when you retire. With $17 trillion in debt, taxes are already going up. Imagine paying a TOPS tax rate of 94% like they did in the 1940s. There is a better way. It's an alternative the ultra-rich use that beats the pants off your IRA or 401k. It's been around for years. Your money grows tax-deferred, has no taxes during retirement, and no income taxes when you die. Plus, you can grow your money potential double digits with no risk of losing money when the market crashes. If the market tanks like 2008, you lose nothing. Call 800-920-8484 now to talk to a specialist and get a free copy of my Inc. magazine best-selling book, Safe Money Millionaire, to protect yourself from taxes and crashes. The next 37 callers get free shipping and handling, no credit card required. 1-800-920-8484. Again, that's 1-800-920-8484.
In 2002, a National Sleep Foundation poll found that 63% of women experience symptoms of insomnia at least a few nights per week. In my opinion, a major reason for insomnia is the Blue Card. It's a shopping and loyalty card, and it's free. That's right, free. No charge, nada. Next, you can receive up to 5% cash back on purchases. Most cards only offer 2% at most. No wonder girls can't sleep. With the Blue Card, you can also get shopping points that you could use for online purchases. So it's cash back and shopping points. Am I keeping you awake? If you refer the Blue Card to someone, you could even earn money on their purchases. No, I'm serious. It's true. But it gets better. If you share the Blue Card with a merchant, you could earn on the purchases of everyone who uses the Blue Card at their store, too. There's no way you're going to get any sleep until you get your own free Blue Card.
To get your free Blue Card, go to bluecardshopping.com. That's bluecardshopping.com. bluecardshopping.com.
20 years of credit counseling and debt management services. More than 36,000 program members freed from credit card debt. Nearly $100 million saved in high interest and finance charges. It's Trinity's 20th anniversary, and these are just a few of the milestones we're celebrating as we begin our third decade of helping people become debt-free for keeps. Did you know that members who complete our program save on average more than $20,000 in interest?
My name is Mike. From the very first phone call, Trinity brought us relief by stopping all the late fees and collections calls, greatly reducing our interest and consolidating our bills into one easy-to-manage monthly payment. Now we're on track to save nearly $17,000 in finance charges. Happy 20th anniversary, Trinity. Thanks for helping so many save so much.
And Trinity can help you, too. Call 1-800-990-6976. That's 1-800-990-6976. 1-800-990-6976.
This is 660 AM. The Answer. The Wells Report. A daily good old-fashioned North Texas barbecue of anybody trying to take advantage of us on 660 AM. The Answer.
You are listening to the Wells Report. My name is Jon-David Wells. Don't forget, coming up in just a couple of minutes, details on how you can help some kids in Haiti that really need your help. That's going to be something that will truly warm your hearts. Stick around for that in just a couple of seconds. Rioting broke out at MetLife Stadium. This was last night. It was a hip-hop rap concert hosted by Hot 97 FM. And the radio hosts were uniformly horrified. You cannot throw bottles at the police, said Laurel Stiles of the Hot 97 morning show. What is wrong with you? There are people that, I mean, they were there in an effort to try to keep, security, keep things under control. Officers ended up having to fire tear gas. Police said the majority of the arrests occurred when people tried to climb fences and push past security. The troopers closed the gates to restore order, then briefly reopened them to let people with tickets in, but they were closed again when non-ticket holders attempted to push their way in. Now, if you are in New York or in New Jersey, and you are a young black citizen of the United States, and you are a devotee of, say, for example, President Obama, and why wouldn't you be? You have certainly heard about Eric Holder and what he believes law enforcement should be in the United States. You've seen the things that have happened in Ferguson and Baltimore and so on. What do? Is this your chance to feel empowered and pick a fight with the police? I think that's what happened in New Jersey. And then you have to get to the cynical dividers among us. The cynical dividers. Front Page Magazine reports that Missourians organizing for reform and empowerment, or MORE, had been paying protesters $5,000 a month to demonstrate in Ferguson, Missouri. Hired protesters who had not yet been paid held a sit-in at Moore's offices and posted a demand letter online. Moore is the rebranded Missouri branch of Acorn, which filed for bankruptcy in late 2010. Moore and other groups supporting Black Lives Matter have received millions of dollars from billionaire financier George Soros. So, once again, when you start talking, well, actually, when I start talking about the dividers, these are people who are calculating, fomenting, as close to anarchy as American society could ever get. It is horrifically wrong. It is calculated. It is cynical, and it is abuse of the public. It is far beyond yelling fire in a church. George Soros, if he is indeed having any party whatsoever to this level of creating, fomenting social unrest, should be arrested for it. Let me get to Mark in Denton. Mark, thanks very much for joining us. Welcome to the Wells Report. Hello.
Hey, JD. What you have just said since you came back from break basically solidifies my view of this also, is that this is a leftist mentality. And it's just like the line in Remember the Titans, attitude reflects leadership. We've watched the leadership of this country break the laws they didn't like, not follow the ones that they didn't like, and has basically spent about 6 years preaching about everything that's wrong with America. Not that we don't have some dark history, but we're a darn good country.
Sure.
And, and listening to that for 6 years, and you go back to when Ronald Reagan, somebody who loved the country and tried to shine the best parts of America. I think it was a different society then. I think people were proud to be American. And when you go around for 6 years with this one, and nothing but preaching what's wrong with America, and it goes right back down that they see it's the leftist mentality. It's just like when Occupy Wall Street was going on. It didn't matter who had permits to be in what parks. It didn't matter if you were not supposed to camp out in that park. They basically took over everything. They defecated on police cars, and that wasn't a racial deal. There was that was a very mixed crowd, white people, and it's just the leftist mentality that's doing this, and it bleeds right downhill. It's from the leadership, and it's emboldening what's going on. And the unfortunate part is that it's at the police occupation now that it seems like it's focused its zero on.
Well, and the thing about it is that, there are, you're bringing up two instances of the same thing. You bring up overall racism, which is inexcusable. And it was just a moment. It was going to happen almost instantly that someone was going to exploit that racism. And strangely enough, it was not Martin Luther King. It was the guys who came after Martin Luther King that exploited racism. And this president of the United States, knowing full well that he was planning on taking the nation as far left as he possibly could, raised the specter of racism in the United States in an effort to compromise his political opposition. President Obama has not suffered racism in any way, shape, or form since he took office. But he's claimed it. Eric Holder is not a product of American racism. He is a product of the opposite of American racism. But he knew that if he was able to bring this stuff up, nobody was going to challenge President Obama. And nobody has. Anybody who has been branded a racist. And I was just telling JD off air. I was talking to JD a second ago, and I said, JD, the truth is transparent. The truth is colorless. But the most important part of this conversation, it's not what color the skin is, it's that it's skin. You may have different cultural background than people that you don't know. You may live in a different neighborhood. You may have different economic opportunities. You may have different circumstances. But that doesn't give you license to be a jerk on either side of the ledger. And there are people that are begging you to be a jerk. There are people that are saying, my God, you've got to recognize these divisions, these deep, horrifying, terrible divisions in this society. Well, societies don't have deep divisions. Gangs fighting over turf have deep divisions. And I'm tired of that. Sharon in Dallas, Texas, welcome to the Wells Report. Hi.
Hi. JD nailed it.
Mm-hmm. From beginning to end. From beginning to end.
Yes, I want to applaud his clarity and his reason and his voice, and our youth need more voices like his. He is a real man who was raised by his dad to be a real man, and our society is lacking in those types of men. My husband volunteers in a prison ministry, and he hears from all of his students, all of them, that their dad or their mom or both were never around, and that they basically raised themselves. They have kids, they can't see their kids, and I believe it all goes back to the family. How are they being raised? Where are mom and dad?
Yeah. Well, and the entire family structure has been destroyed. The entire family structure. It's I was reading some research today that talks about how younger people in America are essentially rejecting marriage. Well, that is a bigger manifestation of what has decimated America's black community. And we can't let that happen. We can't let it happen. Because you can aggrieved does not mean that you should automatically claim grievance. Now, that's easy for me to say because theoretically, I'm not one of the aggrieved groups that can claim grievance. Although, I have to be perfectly honest with you, having not a single shred of racism to be called racist is infuriating to me, especially considering my background. I mean, it's just... I roll my eyes and I go, somebody would listen to what I would have to say and think that it was racist. They're doing it for political effect. I got it. But I have said on several occasions, you just heard me say everything I said, and all you got out of it was some shaky, nonsensical ideology that I'm somehow racist. Really? How do you reach those people? How does JD reach people in the African American community that says his adherence to the very difficult realities of society? How does he cope with the fact that in that circle, he's an Uncle Tom for adhering to those things? Which is like the faux nobility of somebody who is in prison and blames society for his misfortune. Are there people in prison who can blame people for their misfortune? Yeah. And I have to note that most of them are African American. And we know that in Texas because every time somebody gets out of jail after spending 2 or 3 decades there for crimes they didn't commit thanks to DNA, I tell you about it on this broadcast. And I bring up the ridiculous racist past of this particular state. But thankfully, most of that is gone. I've been here almost a decade. Yes, I have racists call me on the telephone. But they are few and far between. No, not everybody in the world listens to the Wells Report. I have a group of people that listen to this broadcast. I am very fortunate to have those folks. And we are of like mind. And they are all colors, all ages, all ethnic backgrounds, all economic strata. And that's what we're trying to do here. You notice I didn't spend a lot of time, preaching about how, we've got to quit decimating the black family. I've just noted that it's a fact. And I did it after JD did it, who was the head of household in a black family. We have to find a way to get rid of those who believe that standing together in friendship somehow makes you weak. It doesn't make you weak. You got to stop. Stop listening to those people that say that you have to hate me for some reason. I'm not the right guy. They're talking about somebody else. Actually, they're talking about no one. They're just hoping that you'll pick a fight with me. We fought enough. The war's over. I don't care what President Obama and Eric Holder and Valerie Jarrett and all those people say. Susan Rice. I don't give a damn about what they say. This nation elected an African-American man to lead it. Do I agree with his principles? No. Do I agree with his politics? No. Do I find it cynical and horrifying that he would take that amazing step forward and discount it as nothing? Yes. Do I understand why he did it? Yeah, sure I do. He played the race card so that nobody would play the reality card. And that I play that reality card does not make me a racist. It makes me an American, Jack. And America demands your best effort. And I don't think we've gotten anything close to President Obama's best effort. Look at the chance that he had. And look at the chance that he has squandered. All you have to do is open up a picture book of what's happening in Baltimore or New Jersey last night. That's all you have to do. Why did he do that? This is the Wells Report.
This is Albert Mogler from townhall.com. The nation of Ireland recently became the very first on the planet to legalize same-sex marriage by a vote of the people. As the Associated Press reported, quote, Ireland citizens have voted in a landslide to legalize gay marriage, a stunningly lopsided result that illustrates what Catholic leaders and rights activists alike have called a social revolution, end quote. It is indeed a social revolution. Behind it, more fundamentally, it's a worldview revolution and a moral revolution. According to The Economist of London, we should note, 84% of the population regard themselves in Ireland as Catholic. Moreover, 71% of Irish young people, those especially aged 18 to 24, voted for same-sex marriage. As Catholic leaders have pointed out, they were educated in Catholic schools. The big lesson for all of us is this: if we fail to teach our young people the truth about marriage, we shouldn't be surprised when one way or another they make very clear they're confused about what marriage is. There's a big lesson for all of us here. I'm Albert Mohler.
If you're turning on the AC for the warm days of spring and it's just not working or not cooling the way it should, time to call Walker Air Conditioning. Hey, Mark Davis. My friends at Walker are a family business, but big enough to cover North Texas with reliable, honorable service for your AC units. No commission salesmen showing up. They're technicians sent to fix your problem at an affordable price. Oh, if it's time for a new unit, they've got all the best brands at all the best prices. But let Walker AC see what you need first with techs who know what they're doing from a company you can trust. 52 years in the business, stellar customer reviews, A+ from the Better Business Bureau. Specialists in AC and refrigeration for homes and business. Got a wine cellar, a wine fridge? They'll fix yours or install a new one. Walker AC, making sure you are cool and comfortable. Walker Air Conditioning. Website is walkerac.com. That's walkerac.com. Phone number is 972-4-WALKER. 972-4-WALKER. WalkerAC.com.
Joe had huge problems with the IRS.
I knew it was coming. I hadn't filed taxes since 1990.
All the IRS letters coming in added up to a nightmare.
To get up to like $68,000, my heart started beating fast. It's like, there's no way, man. I mean, I ain't going to be able to do this.
Then they stopped his paycheck.
So that's when I started making phone calls and found U.S. Tax Shield.
U.S. Tax Shield went to work immediately.
They just took the bull by the horns. What blew my mind is he called the IRS right then and there.
So why is U.S. Tax Shield A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau? Joe knows.
They saved me a ridiculous amount of money.
If you owe more than $10,000 to the IRS or state, choose the company Joe chose, U.S. Tax Shield.
It was the best decision I made. U.S. Tax Shield is the way to go. Life is good. Thank you, Lord.
Call 800-454-8621.
U.S. Tax Shield. Hoorah. Yes.
800-454-8621. 800-454-8621.
Hey, it's Mark Davis. Got an idea. How about making this the summer of you doing better in the stock market? How does that happen? First step is you show up at the New Venture on Wall Street seminars. They're June 19th and 20th in Addison and Fort Worth. Both locations taken care of, and they'll take care of you at nvows.com. nvows.com. New Venture on Wall Street. Pastor David Mitchell's operation, where he imparts wisdom, strategies, some simple things you can do. They taught me how to get in there and just do some things and not others. Timing is everything. When to buy, when to sell, what to do, what not to do. Get a second income stream, maybe retire earlier. It is fantastic wisdom. The seminars are great. They're fun. They're upbeat. And they're coming up June 19th and 20th in Addison and in Fort Worth. Following weekend in Tyler. To get all the information you need, go to 877-907-TRADE. 877-907-TRADE. nvows.com. New Venture on Wall Street. Do better in the stock market this summer and for the rest of your life. nvows.com. 877-907-TRADE.
Rembrandt Rockefeller for Solving European Sleep Systems. Are you aware that your current mattress may contain a toxic little secret? Most mattresses contain flame retardant chemicals that have been linked to serious health risks like infertility, low IQ scores, behavioral problems in children, and all sorts of cancers. So if you find this disturbing and you'd prefer not to sleep in toxic soup, take a trip to Solving European Sleep Systems. Their mattresses are third-party certified as free of harmful chemicals. Solving European Sleep Systems, Inwood and Lovers in Dallas. Learn more at sovn.com.
Have you ever considered joining the military but stopped because you couldn't deploy to a foreign country? Believe it or not, the state of Texas has its own military force that stands alongside the Texas National Guard, the Texas Air National Guard, and serves only inside the state of Texas. It's called the Texas State Guard. I'm Tech Sergeant John Wells of the 4th Air Wing, and we're looking for you to join us. Give us a call at 877-398-8350. That's 877-398-8350. If you love Texas as much as we do, join the 4th Air Wing of the Texas State Guard.
660 AM. The answer. Only for Texas. This is the Wells Report with Jon-David Wells on 660 AM. The answer.
You are listening to the Wells Report. My name is Jon-David Wells, and very few people know that I spent the first several years of my life in corrective shoes. My feet wrapped themselves around my lower legs, and I was close to having club feet or club foot, which is a congenital deformity that severely twists the foot downward and inward, making walking very difficult. So when I had a chance to talk to you about Cure International and their project to get rid of clubfoot in Haiti, I said, you know, I have a pretty good idea what that's like. You know, the kids made fun of my shoes, but it was okay because they were the only ones. But when your feet don't point the right direction, you're having a tough time walking. Well, being teased by other kids is just one of the problems. And I can speak about this firsthand. Cure International, with a $400 donation, can fix a clubfoot condition for a kid. If you have $2,800, you happen to run a business, we can give you a business benefactor campaign. More details on that are coming up, including how I will voice your commercial as you get a free advertising campaign on 660 AM The Answer if you donate $2,800 to Cure International. And this is the final week. This problem may seem far away in Haiti, but it's not. While you may be fixing the feet and the walking opportunity for a young kid in a far-flung country, it'll do your heart a lot of good. More details coming up. You're listening to The Wells Report.
Are you suffering with hearing loss? Are you sick of people constantly complaining that your TV is too loud? Are you tired of asking people to speak up? Would you like to hear more clearly, but you don't want to wear a hearing aid that makes you look old? Then you need to try Listen Clear, a life-changing breakthrough precisely designed by top audio engineers to fit your ear almost invisibly. And you can adjust Listen Clear to find the perfect way to hear everything, wherever you are and whatever you're doing. And right now you can try Listen Clear absolutely risk-free with free shipping. We'll even give you free batteries for life. So call now, 1-800-507-2955. Listen Clear is lightweight and completely hassle-free, and it's practically invisible. Call for your 100% risk-free home trial with free shipping and free batteries for life. For free information, call now. 1-800-507-2955. That's 1-800-507-2955. 1-800-507-2955.
Have you ever thought you'd like to buy and sell houses but didn't know how or where to begin? Do you fear your job is in jeopardy, or is your business income reduction keeping you awake at night? We're in the best time in 25 years to make a fortune in real estate without using your money or credit. Ron LeGrand has taught 500,000 people to do just that and personally bought hundreds of houses. If you call 800-473-7178 24 hours a day and leave your information, he'll send the first 500 callers his hot new CD, Foreclosure Fortunes, and his best-selling book. To help you get started absolutely free, he'll show you how to build a six-figure income part-time with no previous experience and no license, even if you're a busy professional. Call 800-473-7178 24 hours a day and get Ron's new book and CD. That's 800-473-7178. Take your life back and make this your best year ever. Call 800-473-7178.
Welcome to Staples. How can I help you?
Hey, Staples guy, how do I know I'm getting the best price on this laptop?
Staples will match our competitors' prices, even if you find it online.
What about this tablet?
Price match guarantee.
And the smartphone?
Yep.
What about these ink cartridges, my chances of winning the lottery, and toner?
Guaranteed, no way guaranteed, guaranteed.
Make on budget happen, make best prices happen. Staples, make more happen. This week at Staples, save up to $170 on all HP inkjet printers. Offer in 6/13/15 in store and online while supplies last. Price match good at checkout for items from retailers operating online and retail stores or products sold and shipped by Amazon. See storestaples.com for details.
This is 660 AM, The Answer. A service of Salem Media Group. On the NASDAQ as SALM. KSKY, Balch Springs, Dallas, Fort Worth. 660 AM, The Answer.
Fox News Radio, I'm Karen McHugh. The manhunt for two escaped killers from an upstate New York prison has intensified.
Authorities are not taking any chances. More than 48 hours after two inmates broke out of the Clinton Correctional Facility. Corrections officers stand guard outside the prison. Other officers were bussed to areas nearby to assist in the manhunt. Multiple checkpoints in the region screen all vehicles.
Fox's David Lee Miller. A surveillance video of last week's shooting of a terrorist suspect by Boston police was released today.
The Suffolk County DA said they're releasing the video in part because they want the public to have confidence in the process. Usama Rahim was killed last week after refusing to drop a knife he held at officers.
Fox Radio's Gernal Scott. The family of Rahim says the video proves the relative was not the aggressor. President Obama concedes the U.S. does not have a complete strategy for training the Iraqis to defeat ISIS. Fox News. We report, you decide.
660 AM, The Answer. The Mike Gallagher Show.
Senator Rick Santorum says Pope Francis should stay out of the man-made climate debate. I'll ask Senator Santorum about that and why he thinks the GOP must go after working-class Americans to win the 2016 election. Also, 3 weeks after the shootout in Waco, Texas, over 100 bikers are still being held in jail. They claim bikers' lives matter. Do they have a point?
The Mike Gallagher Show, weekdays at 10, right before Dennis Prager at noon on 660 AM. The Answer.
The Good Contractors List is a free service designed to protect you. We meet all of our home service contractors face to face and feel so confident in our final choices that we back their work with a $10,000 guarantee. We go the extra mile in our interview process to make sure that the contractor is not only honest in quality, but able to offer the most affordable and fair rates. For instance, how do you pick who you call for air conditioning? Did you know that the air conditioning industry is commonly known for misdiagnosis and unneeded upselling? The higher their overhead, the more money they need to stay in business. So they flash tempting offers to get their foot in the door, and the sales game is on. The air conditioning companies we choose are simply stable and proven companies that offer the highest quality at fair and honest rates. And to protect you, they've all agreed to do an absolutely free second opinion if you're being told that you have to replace your air conditioning unit. If you need AC or any other type of home service, visit thegoodcontractorslist.com first.
Contractors List. This is Dan Tullis, and I just called Joel Clark, one of Select Quote Insurance Services' term life agents. Hi, Mr. Tullis. Joel, how does Select Quote save you money on term life insurance? Well, buying term life insurance is all about choosing the right company. Let's say you take antidepressants or you smoke. All insurance companies are going to price that differently. We'll impartially shop all the companies we represent to find you the best price. Can you give me an example? Sure. I just got a man, 40 years old, on cholesterol medication, a $500,000 policy with a highly rated insurance company. His price, $22 a month.
Call 1-800-919-8949 and see how affordable term life insurance can be. That's 1-800-919-8949. 1-800-919-8949. Or go to selectquote.com. We shop, you save. Get full details on the example policy at selectquote.com/commercials. Your price could vary depending on your health, issuing company, and other factors. Not available in all states.
Dentist office, may I help you?
Hi, I'd like to cancel my teeth whitening appointment.
Oh, may I ask why?
I found a teeth whitener that works in 5 minutes that I can do from home.
Can I ask what it is?
It's called Power Swabs, and it whitens your teeth in 5 minutes, doesn't leave my teeth feeling sensitive, and it's a lot less expensive than visiting a dentist.
Hi, I'm John Greenhut, the CEO of Power Swabs. And if you want to whiten your teeth 2 shades in 5 minutes and 6 shades in 7 days, then try Power Swabs. There's no messy strips or trays that you'll have to leave in your mouth for an hour. Just swab your teeth and you're done. It removes stains on natural teeth as well as caps and veneers. Try Power Swabs risk-free by calling 1-800-281-4037. That's 1-800-281-4037. I guarantee your friends and coworkers will be wowed by your new white smile. Try it risk-free and get free shipping and handling today. Dial 1-800-281-4037. That's 1-800-281-4037.
Hey, does the idea of having your home sold on time without hassle and for top dollar, does that seem unrealistic to you? Well, it doesn't have to. Hey, Dallas, it's your friend Sean Hannity with your solution and the one real estate agent to sell your home guaranteed. That's Josh DeShong of Josh DeShong Real Estate at Keller Williams. On average, Josh sells a home every 32 hours and averages hundreds of local, national, and international buyers every single week. Now, that means your home sells on time at a price that you agreed to, guaranteed, or Josh will buy it. He spends 200 times more money on marketing than the average agent. Real estate mogul and Shark Tank star Barbara Corcoran only recommends Josh in DFW. And if I lived in Dallas and needed my home sold, guess what? I'd call Josh DeShong, and you should too. Call Josh now at 972-325-6644 or go online at getsold.net. That's 972-325-6644. or getsold.net.
What if I could reduce your household electricity bill by 67% and all you had to do is make a phone call? Hi, this is Jim Peterson, founder of Solar for America by Peterson Dean. And for 32 years, I've been drastically reducing people's household electricity bills. Currently, you're spending 22 cents a kilowatt hour by the big old electric company. And with Solar for America, you can drop it to 7 cents a kilowatt hour fixed for life. You own the system, you get the tax credit, you get the rebates, you take control, and you do it now. A phone call to me right now. 800-564-0362. That's 800-564-0362. Again, I've been cutting people's electric bills by 67% for over 32 years. I can prove it to you. What are you waiting for? Summer's here. They're going to hammer you. Call me now. 800-564-0362. That's solarforamerica.com. or 800-564-0362. 6'2".
660 AM. The Answer. Is anybody out there paying attention to what's going on in this country, in this state, and in this city? We know one man who is. You got questions? He's got answers. This is the Wells Report with Jon-David Wells on 660 AM. The Answer.
You are listening to the Wells Report. My name is Jon-David Wells. Hi. Telephone number 866-660-5759. 866-660-5759. I have been confronted with an incredibly difficult task, and that is I'm trying to figure out a way to report what is going on with President Obama vis-a-vis ISIS without sounding like some right-wing crazy talk show host getting another opportunity to crap on the president. Just as a personal note, that doesn't mean anything to anybody, I'm sure, except me. I really wish he would stop making incredibly basic mistakes. President Obama, I'm not sure that you're aware of this, had a very bad G7 summit. He made a lot of startlingly stupid statements at the press conference, and I don't know. I don't know why. I'm concerned. I am. Acknowledging military setbacks, President Obama said today that the United States still lacks a complete strategy for training Iraqi forces to fight the Islamic State. He urged Iraq's government to allow more of the nation's Sunnis to join the campaign against violent militants. Now, remember, this is written through the auspices of the Associated Press, Julie Pace, and Nedra Pickler. And so they are going to be incredibly careful about how they describe this amazingly ill-advised gaffe by President Obama. You have a force out there growing theoretically every single day that is essentially chopping up people they don't like into mincemeat, or just setting them on fire based on nothing more than insane bloodlust. The savagery is plain. And there is absolutely no way that any sane human being could look at that and not say, we have to do something about this, and come up with a perfectly fine strategy forthwith. But when asked today at the G7 summit, President Obama said, quote, "When a finalized plan is presented to me by the Pentagon, then I will share it with the American people."
I have that audio.
We don't have a complete strategy. We don't yet have a complete strategy. Unfortunately, we have the video of the president saying it himself.
One of the areas where we're going to have to improve is the speed at which we're training Iraqi forces. Where we've trained Iraqi forces directly and equipped them, and we have a train and assist posture, they operate effectively. Where we haven't, morale, lack of equipment, et cetera, may undermine the effectiveness of Iraqi security forces. So we want to get more Iraqi security forces trained, fresh, well-equipped, and focused. President Abadi wants the same thing. So we're reviewing a range of plans for how we might do that, essentially accelerating the number of Iraqi forces that are properly trained and equipped and have a focused strategy and good leadership. And when a finalized plan is presented to me by the Pentagon, then I will share it with the American people. It's not, we don't yet have a complete strategy because it requires commitments on the part of the Iraqis as well.
You have to be kidding me. Iraq is a nation under siege by savages. And the savages are winning. The people that are running the country of Iraq, that are cooperating with us, are trying to get from home to work and back without being kidnapped by ISIS and beheaded on television. What kind of a strategy do you think you're going to be able to get from those guys, Mr. President? This isn't about cooperation. This is about a rescue. This is about a just defense of civilization from savagery. A complete strategy is to go into Iraq and obliterate those SOBs before they have a chance to kill another little kid with an electric drill. The strategy is to lay waste to everything they touch. The strategy is to unhandcuff the world's greatest military and tell them to eradicate ISIS forthwith. And then you go right up the street to the Congress and you say, we need a declaration of war against ISIS and anyone who supports them. Which means that if we have one of these ridiculous lone wolf attacks, quote unquote, we not only charge them with terrorism, we charge them with treason, and we hang them from a tree. Mr. President, if you don't have a strategy, it's because you don't want one. If you don't want one, Mr. President, I have to wonder what your motives are. I wish I didn't. I really wish I didn't. I wish I didn't have to get this edge in my voice. I wish I didn't have to sound like this. But I do. Because it's either you're gutless or you're complicit. We don't have a complete strategy against ISIS. However, I have to note this, based on the worth of the G7 summit to begin with, leaders of the world's 7 major industrial democracies wrapped up their 2-day summit today with a pledge to take decisive action on global problems ranging from climate change and financial market volatility. The third thing is terrorism. Hey, you G7 clowns. How about this? How about you all decide in the great big poker game of life to put a whole bunch of chips on the heads of the people running ISIS and go destroy every single one of them. Obliterate them, in fact. How about you quit screwing around so that I have to worry if I ever get on an airplane again as to whether or not the dang thing's going to blow up as I'm driving down the road, as we're flying through the sky, or whether the airplane that my wife's on is going to blow up, or that my kid's on, or my sister's. How about you do that instead of worrying about global climate change? Man-made warming at this point has been best illustrated by these ISIS jackasses setting fire to a Jordanian pilot. And yes, in that one instance, That man-made warming was certainly as disastrous as you have tried to explain a half a degree within the error margin as for the rest of the planet. No complete strategy yet by President Obama. We need to demand a complete strategy from President Obama. I hope he does what he said he was going to do, which was as soon as he has something from the Pentagon, he'll share it with the American people. Because obviously, he can't make the decision on his own. Now, I have asked this before. The world is under siege by savages. Do you believe the president should have a complete strategy against them already or not? And if not, why not? How many people have to die in America before we start taking these guys seriously? And how many times do we have to listen to these ignoramus tell us that the Second Amendment is the biggest problem in American society when that is the only thing that keeps us from being overrun by these aforementioned ISIS jackasses? Seriously now. There comes a time when politics just isn't the answer. You just can't sit down with these guys and bargain with them. You can't organize their community and get them to stop trying to kill your butt. Why aren't we fixing that? Because we are not demanding that the president do anything about it. Why aren't we demanding that of our president? You tell me. Tell me. What does it mean to you that the President of the United States says in front of the entire flipping world, we don't have a complete strategy yet against ISIS? What? Okay, what if you're an ISIS commander? What are you thinking? You're sitting there going, let's go kill another couple of kids. Let's go kill another couple of hundred kids. Let's go kill another couple of thousand kids. Let's go destroy some antiquities. Let's go run amok. Let's go do what savages do best. Mercilessly and remorselessly destroy things for no reason. It sure does take an awful lot out of the punch of putting that carrier battle group into the Persian Gulf, doesn't it? They're not going to do anything. We don't have to worry about those jets flying over with bombs. They're afraid to drop them because they don't have a complete strategy yet. Oh, my God. This is the Wells Report.
Hi, this is Howard Garrett, the Dirt Doctor. I'd like for you to join me on my talk show this weekend. What I do is teach people how to go the natural, organic route. I stir up trouble, too, because I throw out some things that a lot of people just don't think are correct. You know what? We have a lot of experience to back up what we recommend. Have healthier gardens and more fun gardening. Join me this and every weekend.
Join Howard Garrett, the Dirt Doctor, every Sunday morning from 8 a.m. to 11 a.m. right here on 660 a.m. The Answer.
Hey folks, Mike Krejci here, sales manager of 660 a.m. The Answer. If you are a business owner, I want to talk specifically to you. If you were listening to our station over the last few days, you'll know that we've been supporting one of our favorite charities, Cure International, by offering our Business Benefactor Program. We've had some terrific businesses step up to support the cause, but we need a few more to join in. We are trying to heal kids in Haiti who were born with a condition known as clubfoot. Your gift will help heal a child so they can run, dance, and play and have a chance at a normal life. 100% of this gift goes to help these children. Here's how the Business Benefactor Program works. Your business donates $2,800 to Cure International, and in exchange, you'll get an advertising campaign to run on 660 AM The Answer during the next 90 days absolutely free. So you'll be helping your business and these kids all at the same time. Call me today to get started. My number is 214-561-9103. That's 214-561-9103. One more time, 214-561-9103. Thank you.
If you're turning on the AC for the warm days of spring and it's just not working or not cooling the way it should, time to call Walker Air Conditioning. Hey, Mark Davis. My friends at Walker are a family business, but big enough to cover North Texas with reliable, honorable service for your AC units. No commission salesmen showing up. They're technicians sent to fix your problem at an affordable price. Oh, if it's time for a new unit, they've got all the best brands at all the best prices. But let Walker AC see what you need first with techs who know what they're doing from a company you can trust. 52 years in the business, stellar customer reviews, A+ from the Better Business Bureau, specialists in AC and refrigeration for homes and business. Got a wine cellar, a wine fridge? They'll fix yours or install a new one. Walker AC, making sure you are cool and comfortable. Walker Air Conditioning. Website is walkerac.com. That's walkerac.com. Phone number is 972-4-WALKER. 972-4-WALKER. WalkerAC.com.
Policies issued by American General Life Insurance Company, Houston, Texas. Not available in all states. For details, visit AIGdirect.com.
It takes a lot of courage to face your own death, but I'm glad I finally did. See, I was putting off getting life insurance to protect my family, even though I knew it was important. Then my neighbor's husband died. I watched her struggle emotionally and financially. It really made me face reality. If my husband died, how would I pay the mortgage, the car payments, or keep up the life the kids and I had? I realized I needed to get us life insurance right away. So I called AIG Direct. In less than 5 minutes, I had a quote. I was shocked at how affordable it is. Just $14 a month for $250,000 of term life coverage. I feel so much better knowing my family has protection.
Call AIG Direct right now for a free no-obligation quote. The call takes less than 5 minutes, and you can save up to 70%. Call now, 1-800-500-0983. That's 1-800-500-0983. 1-800-500-0983.
If you're thinking about new windows for your home, here's what you have to consider. A quality-minded company that's been in business for a long time that'll be here if you need them in the future. That offers several options for you to choose from with a good warranty and a fair price. Hi, folks. I'm Frank Manzeri, co-owner of Statewide Remodeling, and I'm happy to say my company meets all those requirements. We've been installing new windows in Texas homes for over 21 years. Our restoration windows with their fiber core frames are 8 times stronger than hollow core vinyl and twice as strong as any composite frame. The exterior can be finished to match any color Sherwin-Williams offers, and we have 27% more glass area, so you don't lose near the visibility you do with other window brands. We also offer 100% financing to fit almost any budget. If you call now for your free estimate, I'm offering a 20% discount on your complete window and door project. Of course, your price is good for 30 days, so you have time to think it over or shop around. The number to call is 888-270-7095. That's 888-270-7095, or visit us online at statewideremodeling.com.
Our sister station,
94.9 KLTY and Interstate Batteries present Celebrate Freedom 25, Saturday, June 27th at South Fork Ranch. Since this is our 25th anniversary of the largest outdoor Christian concert in America, we're bringing in the artists that you love. Stephen Curtis Chapman, Toby Mac, Third Day, Carrie Job, and many, many more. You've made so many memories over the years at Celebrate Freedom. This year, make some more with us. Sponsored by Cornerstone Staffing, Care Now, North Texas Chevy Dealers, and American Standard Heating and Air Conditioning.
660 AM The Answer. 660 AMTheAnswer.com. You're hearing tomorrow's front page on the Wells Report with Jon-David Wells on 660 AM The Answer.
You're about a half hour away from hearing how you can help out some kids that really need your help in Haiti. They've got a congenital problem called clubfoot, and you can help them. And it's good for your heart, and more details on how you can do that are coming up in about a half an hour here on 660 AM The Answer. The President of the United States does not believe that we have the moral clarity to impose Pax Americana on the rest of the planet. For some reason, there's a self-loathing as an American that he possesses, or he believes that America needs to be more of a citizen and less of a leader. I've been saying it rather simply. I've said that if the world, if the United States isn't going to be the world's policeman, then ISIS will be. And we have to make that okay if we're going to pursue President Obama's current course of action. And I can't do it. I just can't do it. Roving gangs of savages with Kalashnikovs is not handing out death as they see fit, is just not in the cards for me. And it's not going to be in the cards for me. In point of fact, what we must do as quickly as we can is eradicate these SOBs with extreme prejudice as a warning to anybody else that would ever try it again. And the sooner we get that done, the fewer people we're going to have to kill. And I'm all for that. How about that? How's that for a complete strategy, Mr. President? How about get out there and do whatever's necessary to take these guys out while it's still possible to do so without being accused of a genocide? In the Vietnam War, Allied forces lost approximately 58,000 combat troops. The North Vietnamese lost 600,000. Is that what you want to do? Now, granted, if there are that many people that want to follow the edicts of ISIS, and they want to run around in the Middle East and slaughter little kids and stone women to death and so on and so forth, okay, if there are 600,000 of them, they deserve it. But wouldn't it make more sense to be able to get the point across by only killing 60,000 of them? Or 6,000 of them? These guys are not going to change their mind. They're not going to quit. They're going to sweet talk our citizens, our neighbors, into bringing the jihad here. It won't be successful. But how many people do we want to lose waiting for your complete strategy, Mr. President? This is the Wells Report.
Have you been holding out for a good deal to replace your old AC system? Well, now there's a new program that's too good to pass up. I'm Jeff Stewart with Reliant Air Conditioning. You've probably already heard that you can save over $3,500 on a new Infinity system with Carrier's Cool Cash, but did you know that for a limited time, you can also get an additional $1,000 off from your utility provider? That's right, and when you combine these two programs, we're talking saving over $4,500 on a brand new AC system that can cut your electric bill in half. But the utility funds are limited, and the program will end when the money runs out. So right now, we're scheduling free estimates on a first-come, first-served basis. Call us now, or if you want, call 2 other companies first, and then call Reliant Air Conditioning, and you'll see how we've been gimmick-free since '83. Our number's 877-YOUR-HERO. That's 877-968-7437, or online at ReliantAirConditioning.com.
Reliant Air Conditioning. Call 877-YOUR-HERO.
In national financial news, a limited number of 2015 U.S. Silver Eagle dollars are now available at an introductory price too low to reveal on the radio. In a moment, we'll provide the toll-free number to call. The Silver Eagle is the largest and purest U.S. silver dollar ever struck. 1 ounce of pure silver, and is the only silver coin guaranteed by the U.S. government for its weight and purity. Over the years, the Silver Eagle has been one of the world's most popular and widely collected silver coins. From time to time, the U.S. Mint has even suspended production during periods of exceptionally high demand. Demand for the 2015 Silver Eagle is expected to be intense, especially at this shockingly low introductory price, forcing a strict limit of just 10 per household. To claim a share of these Silver Eagles and receive a free collector's guide, interested individuals are encouraged to call now. 1-800-500-6706. 1-800-500-6706. 1-800-500-6706.
If your credit card debt is out of control, if you're in over your head dealing with monthly payments, there's a powerful secret the credit card companies don't want you to know. If you have more than $5,000 in credit card debt, you have the right to settle that debt for a fraction of what you owe. That's bad news for credit card companies, but it's great news for you. We're Debt Relief Advocates, and we're offering you free information on how to virtually eliminate your credit card debt and make your monthly payment affordable. To see how much you could save, call now, 1-800-791-6811. Don't declare bankruptcy. Give us 10 minutes and we could save you thousands. We depend on your success and offer a guarantee, so there's no risk. Find out how easy it is by calling now. For the secret the credit card companies don't want you to know, call Debt Relief Advocates now and see how much money you could save for free. 1-800-791-6811. That's 1-800-791-6811. 1-800-791-6811.
When you pay your mobile phone bill, are you making a political statement? Probably so. You don't even know that it's politics you might not agree with. Hey, it's Mark Davis. Major mobile companies have given more than $50 million to liberal candidates and causes. Now there's a cellular company that gives 5% to conservative causes while still saving you money. Welcome to EOS Mobile. The same service, the same quality, a better price, and a better cause. Go to EOScell.com, EOSCELL.com. Meet a company that'll save you 10 to 15% on the same phone, data, and text plans. And their corporate contributions go to organizations and candidates for smaller government, a stronger America, and following the Constitution. Imagine that. And text and talk plans start at $9.99 with a free phone. Do you want part of your mobile phone bill to help Obama, Hillary, and that side of American politics? Great service, great prices, and support for conservative causes with EOS Mobile. Go to EOScell.com. That's EOSCELL.com. EOScell.com.
For over 75 years, Geico's kept an eye on the future, keeping customers happy with things like 24/7 customer support and emergency roadside service. And to prove it, here's one of our commercials from over 75 years ago.
At Geico, we promise to always find innovative new ways to serve you. In fact, we're so innovative, in 75 years, they'll listen to this old radio commercial and think, wow, they were innovative.
Wow, we are innovative.
Geico, saving people money for over 75 years.
You're running your business, and we at Wix.com know things can get stressful, but creating your website doesn't have to be. With Wix, you can create a professional website all by yourself. It's easy and free. You don't have to be a programmer. Just drag and drop everything into place. It's your website, your style. Show the world what you can do. Go to Wix.com and create your own stunning website today. It's easy and free.
660 AM, The Answer. Isn't thinking so much more fun than getting yelled at? The Wells Report on 660 AM, The Answer.
You are listening to the Wells Report. My name is Jon-David Wells. Mark Davis, the undefeated, undisputed heavyweight champion of Dallas Fort Worth Talk Radio, is my wingman. I am proud to be his teammate. And he shows up tomorrow morning at 7 o'clock in the morning. And you know what? I think you ought to listen to him. And here's why.
Hey, JD, good Monday night. Look, I want to apologize to everybody. We had a Monday show this morning, and here comes Tuesday. And I just want to tell everybody how sorry I am for not being wise enough to know absolutely everything that happened beyond the video of the pool party in McKinney. With everybody jumping to conclusions, there just must be something wrong with me, because here I am actually waiting for an investigation, waiting for some additional details. How awesome it must be to be so smart that you know everything about this cop and his actions. Heard from some folks like that this morning, and I might tomorrow. I do know this. We'll cover the latest on this story and actual other things overnight and front of mind on the Tuesday morning Mark Davis Show. See everybody in the morning, 7 to 10, right here on 660 AM, The Answer.
My goodness, the sarcasmometer really had to stretch to be able to register that one, huh? Wow. All right. Let's talk a little bit about the president and other things. Aside from his shocking, what a shocking admission at the G7. Sir, please stop. While he was at the G7, he also made a mistake about challenging the Supreme Court of the United States regarding Obamacare subsidies. And this one kind of made me nervous. And maybe it makes you nervous. I don't know. He challenged the Supreme Court over a pending ruling on the validity of Obamacare subsidies, complaining that the court should have never taken up the case and warning that a ruling against subsidies would be a twisted interpretation of the law. The president's and his administration's legal team for months have fought the Affordable Care Act court challenge, which is over whether people who enrolled through the federalhealthcare.gov are entitled to subsidies. But the president's comments today during a press conference on the sidelines of the G7 summit were his toughest to date. He strongly suggested the court would be running afoul of established legal guidance if it rules against the administration, and took the rare step of saying the court should have stayed out of the fight. This should be an easy case. Frankly, it probably shouldn't have even been taken up. Mr. President, your dictatorial side is showing. Hello. The administration argued in court that subsidies are valid through both state-run exchanges and exchanges run through healthcare.gov. Foes argue the Affordable Care Act stipulates subsidies are only intended for those buying insurance on state-run exchanges. And indeed, if you know anything about the law, that really does make the most sense. Because otherwise, the subsidies should be covered in the healthcare.gov pricing. Right? I mean, if you're going through healthcare.gov and the entire basis of the law was to reduce the cost of healthcare in America, then obviously you'd be getting the lowest possible price, wouldn't you? Therefore, you wouldn't need a subsidy. Now, if your state saw fit not to set up an exchange, then you'd be getting the lowest possible price, would you not? Of course. But if your state did set up an exchange, obviously it wouldn't have the same kind of buying power opportunity as healthcare.gov. And thus, you would probably be paying a higher price, which would be covered by the subsidy. You see, this is creative backthinking on the part of the president. This is because he was sure that healthcare.gov was going to be able to give the lowest possible price for insurance. But it hasn't, has it? You know why? Because he's a politician and not an actuarial insurance agent. That's why. Because he doesn't know the industry that he's trying to manipulate for political gain. The administration has argued in court that the subsidies are valid through both state-run exchanges and exchanges run through healthcare.gov. That is not the case. The court decision expected any day could have far-reaching implications because millions would lose their insurance if the court rules against the administration. No. Perhaps millions would lose their subsidies. There's a long distance between losing a government subsidy and losing your insurance. By the way, the Republicans say they have a solution in case that happens. They have a replacement for the subsidies in case the Supreme Court rules this way. You know what my concern is? Which is worse? A subsidized health care plan from Democrats or a subsidized health care plan from Republicans? You know what I think? I think it doesn't matter. I think a government health care plan is disastrous. And I don't care which party puts it out. And for a country that's $18.5 trillion in debt and sinking fast, I don't think I want any political party to pay anything more to anybody in the United States until we do something about the 94 million who are being paid to do nothing, including earn a living. The Obama administration has faced criticism for declining to spell out what is the contingency plan if the court rules that way, instead of voicing confidence that the Supreme Court will keep the program as it is. President Obama tried to shore up the confidence gap and urged the court not to rule otherwise. He said it's safe to assume the court will do what most legal scholars expect and play it straight. Obama said it's been well documented that Congress never intended to exclude people who went through the federal exchange. That isn't the case. That is creative backthinking on the part of the president, who did not structure the law properly. President Obama says to do it elsewhere, to do another way, to read it another way would be a contorted reading of the statute and a twisted interpretation. Then President Obama stated the obvious, that if indeed the Supreme Court rules against Obamacare subsidies, the president said, quote, that throws off how the exchange operates, unquote, and millions of people would lose subsidies. It's a bad idea, says President Obama. Yes, Mr. President, it is a bad idea, one that you should have never done. The Affordable Care Act I'm talking about. Not that somebody would throw it into the arms of the Supreme Court. How could they not? To do anything else, to actually take you on in, say, for example, a real debate in a real legislative body like the House of Representatives or the the Senate, run by Republicans, all that would lead to is endless race baiting and the categorization that all Republicans, the R behind the name, does not stand for Republicans. It rather stands for racist. The president went on to mount a robust defense of the law, saying that none of the alleged horrors associated with Obamacare have come to pass. Similar things were talked about when the Patriot Act was passed, Mr. President, and none of the horrors appeared until you showed up. Mr. President, and when you start talking about none of the horrors that associated with the Obamacare have come to pass, what are you talking about? Here's a horror. Insurance for just about everybody went up 35% this year. Went up 35% this year. Up. What was the Affordable Care Act passed to do? Lower insurance costs, right? Has it? No. What does this mean? This means it's a flippin' failure, sir. Now, look, I know you're wed to it. I know you're welded to it. I know you're permanently attached to it. I know it's a millstone around your neck, but it's one you insisted on wearing, sir. And you can either wear it with style or you can cast it off and try again some other time. But I just don't think you have the political courage necessary to show that much character. When I came up with the Affordable Care Act, I was really hoping to do something good for the nation. I can see that the United States of America is not ready for such an intrusive, invasive government takeover of the healthcare industry. I'm therefore withdrawing Obamacare immediately. I overestimated the capabilities of the political process. As my predecessor, Bill Clinton, said, indeed, the era of big government is over. And so now what I intend to do is I intend to make it possible for people to own health insurance, not employers. For patients to be able to have an insurance policy that saves them from financial ruin in case of severe illness, instead of the government being able to lord over people and tell them how to eat and tell them how to exercise, and tell them how to live. That's what the president ought to do, but he can't do it. He hasn't got the guts. He hasn't got the stones. He doesn't have it. A series of legal setbacks have halted the government's intensive preparations to move forward with President Obama's executive actions, shielding millions of illegal immigrants from deportation, even as community organizations continue a rapid push to get ready for the programs. Federal Judge Fannin blocked the new programs in February. The Department of Homeland Security has suspended plans to hire up to 3,100 new employees, most of whom would be housed in an 11-story building the government has leased for $7.8 million a year in Arlington, Virginia. That building in the Crystal City area is now sitting mostly unused. Yet inside and outside the Beltway, community groups are mobilizing, educating immigrants, and training volunteers to help them apply for relief, even though it remains unclear whether the program will ever begin. Most recently, a foundation headed by billionaire George Soros, undaunted by the court rulings, pledged at least $8 million to that effort. Josh Hoyt, executive director of the Chicago-based National Partnership for New Americans, said, "We're full speed ahead." They have, in fact, held more than 700 information sessions on the new programs and trained more than 2,000 volunteers to aid immigrants in applying for them. President Obama announced in November that up to 5 million illegal immigrants would be eligible to be shielded from deportation, including undocumented parents of U.S. citizens and legal permanent residents, as long as they met certain criteria. One of the signature initiatives of his presidency, the plan also expands a 2012 program that deferred the deportations of more than 600,000 immigrants brought to the United States illegally as children and has granted most of them work permits. Isn't that nice? And oh, by the way, 3,700 of them were rapists and murderers and kidnappers and bank robbers and drunkards driving down the road high as a kite and killing many of us after raping our daughters and celebrating at some pub somewhere. Texas and 25 other states declared the executive amnesty plan unconstitutional. A federal judge in Texas put them all on hold until the case is resolved. The federal appeals court recently upheld the injunction. Legal observers now say the court fight could last until late in Obama's term. The 2012 program remains unaffected. The legal battle highlights the explosive nature of the immigration debate, which has emerged as an early issue in the 2016 presidential race and should have. 866-660-5759. Not a real good week for President Obama. He must improve. I hope he can at some point. You're listening to the Wells Report. This is 660 AM The Answer.
Sean Hannity believes the president is delusional.
When I came into office, the United States, in world opinion, ranked below China and just barely above Russia. And today, once again, the United States is the most respected country on earth.
So I've restored the U.S. to the most respected country in the world. That's what he's actually saying now, when just the opposite is now true. We've never been less respected.
The Sean Hannity Show, afternoons at 2, right before Michael Medved at 5 on 660 AM. The Answer.
This plan is not insurance and does not meet minimum credible coverage requirements under the Affordable Care Act. This discount card program contains a 30-day cancellation and refund period. Administrator and benefits limited. Dallas, Texas, not available in all states.
Are your medical expenses and insurance costs out of control? There's a way to pay less for the healthcare you need. RealMedSavings.com. It's a membership like a club that lets you access huge networks of medical professionals for a whole lot less money. Real Med Savings even connects you with a board-certified physician anytime, 24 hours a day. The doctor will consult with you, diagnose the condition, and when necessary, call in the prescription. You pay nothing for the doctor's consultation because you're a member. You save money because we've already negotiated discounts on dental, vision, prescription drugs, and much more. Just go to realmedsavings.com and learn all about it. Real Med Savings is not insurance. You just save real money on your health care for you and your whole family. And it costs less than $1 a day for the whole family. No salesperson will call, and there is no long-term commitment. Convenient money-saving healthcare. RealMedSavings.com.
Hey, does the idea of having your home sold on time without hassle and for top dollar, does that seem unrealistic to you? Hey, Dallas, it's your friend Sean Hannity, one real estate agent to sell your home guaranteed. That's Josh DeShong of Josh DeShong Real Estate at Keller Williams. Josh averages hundreds of local, national, and international buyers every single week. Now, that means your home sells on time at a price that you agreed to, guaranteed, or Josh will buy it. Josh's clients voted, and both D Magazine and Texas Monthly ranked him as the best real estate agent in Dallas. Real estate mogul and Shark Tank star Barbara Corcoran only recommends Josh in DFW. And if I lived in Dallas and needed my home sold, guess what? I'd call Josh DeShong, and you should too. Call Josh now at 972-325-6644 or go online at getsold.net. That's 972-325-6644 or getsold.net and start packing.
You know, I get a kick out of these solar lease companies out there, these guys that claim to be the biggest in America. And they sit at big box retail home improvement stores and they pester you when you walk down the aisles. It's sickening. Trying to sell you a solar lease where the rates are typically higher than the big old electric company. Hi, I'm Jim Peterson, founder of Solar for America. We don't call you, we don't hound you, we don't stalk you. You call us to reduce your household electricity bills. Our rates start at 7 cents fixed per kilowatt hour, and they never go up. You own the system. You get the rebate. You get the tax credit, and you keep the savings. All of our products are made in America by Americans supporting the American economy. Their products are made in China. No offense to the Chinese, but their quality is not American. We know that. We've been victims of that. Call Solar for America today and start saving today and be your own energy producer at 800-564-0362. That's Solar for America by Peterson Dean. 800-564-0362 or at solarforamerica.com.
Rembrandt Rockefeller for Sovereign European Sleep Systems. Did you pay a lot for that, quote, top-of-the-line mattress, and is it already breaking down and uncomfortable? Time to look into a Sovereign European Sleep System. The Sovereign bed is simply a better bed, made with certified organic cotton and wool and 100% natural latex cushioning, never polyurethane, never memory foam. Custom tailored for greater comfort based on your size, weight, and primary sleeping positions. European quality and components at Made in America prices. Sovereign European Sleep Systems, Inwood and Lovers in Dallas. Learn more at sovn.com.
I don't like sit-down dinners. I don't go to sit-down strikes. I like standing room only, and I don't ride bikes.
This pretty bad song is by a guy with pretty bad hemorrhoids. He needs Preparation H relief with the power of 2. First, use fast-acting Preparation H medicated wipes, then longer-lasting Preparation H maximum strength cream.
Let's sit together on the porch swing.
Preparation H. Don't stand for hemorrhoids. Use as directed.
And try specially formulated medicated wipes for women.
Clean up with deals on top quality hardwood floors from Lumber Liquidators. Tired of that old carpet? Replace it with stylish and affordable hardwood like 5-inch pre-finished oak for just 99 cents. It's easier to clean than carpet, and this week we've got it for less than half of what you'd pay at other stores. Or get easy to install oak strand bamboo for $249. It's 2 times harder than oak, and now it's 42% less. Plus laminate and more from 49 cents and 18-month special financing. Now is the time to roll up that dingy carpet and lay down a quality hardwood floor. Visit lumberliquidators.com to find a store near you.
660 AM, The Answer. 660 AM, TheAnswer.com. Now, the Wells Report with Jon-David Wells on 660 AM, The Answer.
You are listening to the Wells Report. My name is Jon-David Wells, and there's a group out there called Cure International that could sure use your help. I made a promise to you when I started talking to you on the radio airwaves every single day. I said that if I ever ask you for money, it'd be for a good cause. It'd be because people really need it. And this is another one of those opportunities. Cure International works on fixing clubfoot, a congenital deformity that severely twists the foot downward and inward, making it impossible, or at least incredibly difficult to walk. It is curable. And that's what Cure International does. They want to help the children of Haiti who suffer from this deformity by using your money to give them a shot at a beautifully formed life. Here's the way this works. There are two ways to do it. A $400 donation will completely fund the total cost of treatment for one infant. A $2,800 donation to Cure International this week only, and you will receive a free advertising campaign for your business on 660 AM The Answer. If you ask, I will gladly voice that advertising campaign. Call my dear friend Mike Krejci at 214-561-2164, 214-561-2164. Get started to support Cure International. If you want to donate money for one surgery, go to 660amtheanswer.com or call 855-216-0400. Help these kids out. You'll feel it almost immediately. This is the Wells Report on 660 AM The Answer.
There's nothing like foundations in the springtime. Oh, it's a time of change. Hey, Mark Davis from my friends at Abacus Foundation Repair. And with drought and then moisture and then cold and then warm temperatures, your foundations are moving and grooving. You got cracks in the sheetrock and doors that are sticking and all kinds of problems. You want someone who's going to solve them reliably. Call my friends at Abacus Foundation Repair. They've done stuff for me, and you will love how they put somebody on site for your entire foundation repair. They're the only people with Millennium composite pilings. You're going to get a warranty that you can hand down to other homeowners. It's peace of mind and security for your foundation repair. 972-406-9000. 972-406-9000 or abacusfoundationrepair.com. Don't be one of those homeowners that says, oh, I wish I'd called a better company. Call the best company right now. Abacus Foundation Repair. 972-406-9000. 972-406-9000 or Abacus, ABACUS, abacusfoundationrepair.com.
Dentist office, may I help you?
Hi, I'd like to cancel my teeth whitening appointment.
Oh, may I ask why?
I found a teeth whitener that works in 5 minutes that I can do from home.
Can I ask what it is?
It's called Power Swabs, and it whitens your teeth in 5 minutes, doesn't leave my teeth feeling sensitive, and it's a lot less expensive than visiting the dentist.
Hi, I'm John Greenhut, the CEO of Power Swabs. And if you want to whiten your teeth 2 shades in 5 minutes and 6 shades in 7 days, then try Power Swabs. There's no messy strips or trays that you'll have to leave in your mouth for an hour. Just swab your teeth and you're done. It removes stains on natural teeth as well as caps and veneers. Try Power Swabs risk-free by calling 1-800-281-4037. That's 1-800-281-4037. I guarantee your friends and coworkers will be wowed by your new white smile. Try it risk-free and get free shipping and handling today. Dial 1-800-281-4037. That's 1-800-281-4037.
At Choice Hotels, we know business trips start with a choice. Stay or go. You can press send or press palms. Start a chat room or chat in an actual room. Just remember, opportunities won't come to you. You got to get out there to get things done.
Should I stay or should I go?
ChoiceHotels.com makes it fast and easy to find a range of Choice Hotels like Comfort Inn and Suites. So stay with us for business and book now at ChoiceHotels.com. You always have a choice.
This is 660 AM, The Answer. A service of Salem Media Group on the NASDAQ as SALM, KSKY, Balch Springs, Dallas, Fort Worth. 660 AM, The Answer.
Fox News Radio. I'm Steve Rappaport. The search continues in upstate New York for 2 escaped prisoners.
Residents of this otherwise peaceful community in New York's Adirondack Mountains are scared.
It was kind of shocking knowing that 2 people actually escaped.
The inmates, 49-year-old Richard Matt and 34-year-old David Sweat, both convicted murderers, were discovered missing 5:30 Saturday morning.
Fox's David Lee Miller. Former House Speaker Dennis Hastert is expected to be arraigned in federal court in Chicago Tuesday
on charges that he evaded bank regulations as he withdrew hundreds of thousands of dollars and that he lied to the FBI about what he did with the money. Hastert's accused of plotting to pay $3.5 million as hush money to someone to keep quiet about a past misconduct stemming from Hastert's time as a teacher and wrestling coach in Yorkville, Illinois.
Fox Radio's Jeff Manasso. Fox News. We report, you decide.
660 AM, The Answer.
This is Albert Mogler from townhall.com. The nation of Ireland recently became the very first on the planet to legalize same-sex marriage by a vote of the people. As the Associated Press reported, quote, Ireland citizens have voted in a landslide to legalize gay marriage, a stunningly lopsided result that illustrates what Catholic leaders and rights activists alike have called a social revolution, end quote. It is indeed a social revolution. Behind it, more fundamentally, It's a worldview revolution and a moral revolution. According to The Economist of London, we should note, 84% of the population regard themselves in Ireland as Catholic. Moreover, 71% of Irish young people, those especially aged 18 to 24, voted for same-sex marriage. As Catholic leaders have pointed out, they were educated in Catholic schools. The big lesson for all of us is this: if we fail to teach our young people the truth about marriage, we shouldn't be surprised when one way or another they make very clear they're confused about what marriage is. There's a big lesson for all of us here. I'm Albert Moeller.
If you're turning on the AC for the warm days of spring and it's just not working or not cooling the way it should, time to call Walker Air Conditioning. Hey, Mark Davis. My friends at Walker are a family business, but big enough to cover North Texas, with reliable, honorable service for your AC units. No commission salesmen showing up. They're technicians sent to fix your problem at an affordable price. Oh, if it's time for a new unit, they've got all the best brands at all the best prices. But let Walker AC see what you need first, with techs who know what they're doing from a company you can trust. 52 years in the business, stellar customer reviews, A+ from the Better Business Bureau, specialists in AC and refrigeration for homes and business. Got a wine cellar, a wine fridge? They'll fix yours or install a new one. Walker AC, making sure you are cool and comfortable. Walker Air Conditioning. Website is walkerac.com. That's walkerac.com. Phone number is 972-4-WALKER. 972-4-WALKER. WalkerAC.com.
Hi, folks. I'm Frank Manzeri, owner of Statewide Remodeling. You know, we've been getting some relief from what is usually the beginning of summer here in Texas. And right behind that, the temperature goes up, and so do your cooling bills. We manufacture our windows to beat the Texas heat. Our fiber core reinforced frames are 9 times stronger than other windows, and our glass has 27% more viewing area. We give you better than triple pane performance at a double pane price. Another thing that separates our window from all competitors is we can match our exterior frame to any color Sherwin-Williams offers. So no plain white windows here, or 3 to 4 colors to choose from. And of course, we offer the longest warranty in the industry. It even covers glass breakage and workmanship for as long as you own your home. So if you're ready to see the window that sets the standard in Texas, give us a call. And if you decide it's the one for you, receive 20% off the complete job. The number to call is 888-270-7095. That's 888-270-7095. Or check us out online 24/7 at statewideremodeling.com.
Hey, everybody, Mark Davis. Got an idea. How about if we make this the summer of you doing better on Wall Street? How do we do that? We get you into the upcoming seminars for New Venture on Wall Street, NVOWS.com. We have an Addison location and a Fort Worth location for the seminar weekend, the 19th and 20th of June. Weekend after that in Tyler. Learn more at NVOWS.com, or a phone number I'll give you here in a second. It's a 2-day event. It's live. It's not a webinar. It's real people. It's great. It's upbeat. It's fun. And you'll leave this course confident in your ability to trade stocks better with more wisdom. And New Venture is going to coach you along the way. It's not just seminar and then, see ya, have a nice life. Nope, they're going to stay with you, helping you along the way to make sure that you have kept in your head the stuff they've taught you. It'll enable you to retire earlier, get a second income stream, things we all want to do. So let me get you into these seminars at 877-907-TRADE. 877-907-TRADE. Addison and Fort Worth, 19th and 20th of June. Tyler the weekend after. 877-907-TRADE.
If your credit card debt is out of control, if you're in over your head dealing with monthly payments, there's a powerful secret that credit card companies don't want you to know. If you have more than $5,000 in credit card debt, you have the right to settle that debt for a fraction of what you owe. That's bad news for credit card companies, but it's great news for you. We're Debt Relief Advocates, and we're offering you free information on how to virtually eliminate your credit card debt and make your monthly payment affordable. To see how much you could save, call now, 1-800-791-6811. Don't declare bankruptcy. Give us 10 minutes and we could save you thousands. We depend on your success and offer a guarantee, so there's no risk. Find out how easy it is by calling now. For the secret the credit card companies don't want you to know, call Debt Relief Advocates now and see how much money you could save for free. 1-800-791-6811. That's 1-800-791-6811. 1-800-791-6811.
our sister station.
94.9 KLTY and Interstate Batteries present Celebrate Freedom 25. Nothing brings home the memories like the official Celebrate Freedom 25 t-shirt. Just go to celebratefreedom.com and find the perfect package for your family. Get the sticker, the VIP seating pass, the poster, and more.
Sponsored by Cornerstone Staffing.
It's your day. It's your fun. It's your Celebrate Freedom 25. CelebrateFreedom.com. Learn a little something at the start of your day. The Mark Davis Show. Mornings 7 to 10 on 660 AM. The Answer. Is anybody out there paying attention to what's going on in this country, in this state, and in this city? We know one man who is. You got questions? He's got answers. This is the Wells Report with Jon-David Wells on 660 AM. The Answer.
You are listening to the Wells Report. My name is Jon-David Wells. Our telephone number is 866-660-5759. 866-660-5759. You know, a lot of us have been outraged at the NSA's bulk collection of our personal information in the form of texts and emails and telephone calls and so on and so on. We've been absolutely outraged. But in the last 30 days, we've been treated to just exactly how poorly our government actually deals with that information. The first instance of that leaps to mind. Guys in Phoenix talking about going to Dallas, Texas on Facebook and shooting up a free speech event being put on by Pamela Geller. They got here. They left Phoenix, traveled through Arizona, New Mexico, and Texas. They actually got here before we found out what was going on from our federal government. By the way, I found out a couple of things. You remember that world's greatest pistol marksman that works for Garland Police Department? Apparently, he shot one of the guys where his body armor wasn't. Which means it's a smaller target than a headshot, which is even more amazing than the headshot, which I thought it was. I was reasonably sure it was, but no, not so much. Good shooting, Tex. So we've got that, and then there's this. Did you read about this? The Transportation Security Administration found that while it keeps a robust system for screening commercial airport workers, it forgot to find 73 airport workers linked directly to terrorism. Yes.
How can you forget 73 people?
I don't have any idea how they could forget 73 people. They just lost them. 73 people. You do realize that if it takes 20 people to overpower 3 airplanes, that's 6 apiece, right? Give or take. So 6 divided by 73 would be 12. They could take over 12 airplanes if that's the model that you want to use. With 73.
Good job, I didn't have to play
Thank you very
music.
much. I know. I didn't even have time to get the music. The TSA did not identify these individuals through its vetting operations because it's not authorized to receive all terrorism-related categories under the current interagency watch listing party, according to the Inspector General. So in other words, the Transportation Security Administration does not have access to the information it needs to be able to find terrorists even when they walk up and present their groin to them. If you touch my junk, I'm calling the cops. What do they have to do? If you touch my junk, I kill you. Wow. Yeah. The agency then brilliantly acknowledged that individuals in the terror categories, quote, represented a potential transportation security threat.
A potential one?
Yeah, you think? They're on the terrorism watch list. They're working at airports, and you know what? They represented a potential transportation security threat. Lucky filters. What are you, completely nuts? According to the report, the TSA had been unable to find the 73 individuals linked to terrorism because the information the TSA received from the Department of Homeland Stupidity and their watch list service and used for vetting did not contain the terrorism codes associated with 73 individuals. In other words, TSA did not have the entire terror watch list. Some parts of the IG report, including codes, were redacted. Apparently, it also included codes that showed that supervisory personnel threw up in a trash can when they found out that, A, their workers couldn't find bombs 96% of the time, and now couldn't find 73 people working at airports that were terrorists. The good news is that the vetting and revetting procedures that TSA used were generally effective.
Generally
effective. Since 2003, the agency has advised airports to deny or revoke 58 airport workers as a result of its vetting process for credential applications and applicants and holders. Oh, well, they did get 58 of them. That's less than half of the number they didn't get. Or no, it's a little more than half than the number that they didn't get. That's great. Wow. Well, we didn't get all 133 of them. But we got the rest of them. We got 58. Idiots. Absolute idiots. The TSA had less effective controls in place to ensure airports have a robust verification process for a credential applicant's criminal history and authorization to work in the U.S. The report advised the TSA to, quote, request and review additional watch list data, require that airports improve verification of individuals' applicants' right to work, revoke credentials when the right to work expires, and improve the quality of vetting data. Well, that seems like a good idea. How about we actually read the names on the applications? The IG investigation is just the latest in a series that have called out the TSA for massive security breaches at some of the country's largest airports. I hate to say I told you so. But seriously, let's go back to the Jon-David Airport security plan. Put everybody through a magnetometer. That means if they've got a gun, you'll know it. Put them all on airplanes with guys that are sitting there trying to get through the crossword puzzle again as they fly from Dallas-Fort Worth, Texas to St. Louis and back. 2 or 3 times a month for a nice $675. And if anybody on the aircraft does anything stupid, they stand up, jerk that smoke wagon, and go to work.
We're ready to believe you.
I said that almost 14 years ago. Almost 14 years ago, Magic. And they got all these guys, and they ran them through this training. And then when all of their uniforms got stolen, they changed the color shirts to blue. And with uncountable violations of the Fourth Amendment, they now can't find 96% of bombs being smuggled onto aircraft or discover the 73 members of the terrorist watch list that happen to be working at airports, let alone the terrorists that are on the watch list that they let fly anyway. How many billions of dollars a year are we paying the TSA? Is it time to privatize it? Yes, it's time to privatize TSA. It's not a bad investment. It should be somewhere north of $1, but not more than $5 to purchase the entire administration. Should be somewhere around $1.25. And then what you do is you sell it to Blackwater or whoever else you can find at whatever contracting agency wants to immediately hit the big time. And you sell it to them for $4. What an amazing percentage increase in your money. Just turn it over to the airlines. It's their show. No, they don't want the liability. Well, you know, the airline industry is very demanding. Maybe you shouldn't be in it. We spend billions of dollars on it. It can't find 96% of the bombs. And it can't properly vet terrorists working at airports. How is it that we've gone almost 14 years without a follow-on attack? Right there at the airport. I remember all the gas that Wackenhut Security got for allowing the 20 original hijackers to get through the checkpoints. And everybody said, can't be privatized. Look at what Wackenhut did. Now I wonder which of these agencies you have the most confidence in. Wackenhut or TSA? I just realized that maybe I could buy the entire TSA business right here in DFW Airport. Think about this for just a couple seconds, Magic. Instead of naming the new company Wackenhut, I could name it Wacky Nuts. No? Yep. My fellow Americans, that we live through another day should be absolutely amazing enough, don't you think? You're listening to the Wells Report.
With everything going on, Bill Bennett doesn't understand the president's approval rating.
Losing ground with ISIS. The economy still has not recovered. Race relations are worse. Crime is going up. Not many signs of serious recovery, more pessimism about the future. I think its approval rating ought to be 0, but It's 47%.
Bill Bennett's Morning in America. Weekday mornings at 5, right before the Mark Davis Show at 7 on 660 AM. The Answer.
Check. She's gorgeous. She's one of the most prolific She's gorgeous. She's gorgeous. She's one of the most prolific authors in America. One of the best political analysts to ever practice the art. She is Ann Coulter. And the best part is, I get to talk to her tomorrow. She's got a brand new book called Adios America. What does it mean? Nothing good, unfortunately, but we still get to talk to Ann Coulter next time on the Wells Report. I can't hear you.
Today to get started. My number is 214-561-9103. That's 214-561-9103.
She's gorgeous. She's one of the most She's gorgeous. She's one of the most prolific authors in America. She's an amazing political analyst, and she's got brains galore. The best part, she's going to join us on the next edition of the Wells Report. I'm talking about Ann Coulter. She's got a brand new book. She's got a brand new book called Adios. She's got a brand new book called Adios America. What does she mean by that? I'm afraid nothing good. However, she will be talking to us about it next time on the Wells Report. Mark Davis, good Tuesday morning, my friend. You know, I've always been jealous of your friendship with Ann Coulter. You know, and the reason is because it's not that Mark Davis, good Tuesday morning, my friend. You know that Mark Davis, good morning, my friend. You know, I have to admit to a certain level of jealousy that I have for you. Insofar as the last time I saw Ann Coulter, she was asking me where you were. And I'm sitting there going, what's it like to be able to have friends like that? Well, I'm going to do my absolute dead level best to make that happen when Ann Coulter joins me later today for a look at her book, for a look at her brand new book, Adios America. No, I'm not happy about what she says in it, but I am happy that she's going to say it next time on the Wells Report.
And became dependent on him as your righteousness. I want you to assign a sin to every explosion. Boom! There goes that failure. Boom! There goes that shortcoming. Boom! There goes the sin that'll happen tomorrow. Those of us who put our faith in Jesus as our only righteousness has reason to really celebrate. You live on a fallen planet, and you war against your old nature. But the truth is, your old nature and this planet has no rule over you. For the one that the Son has made free is free indeed. I'm John Hill, founder of the Good Contractors List.
The word of the month has been brought to you by thegoodcontractorslist.com.
According to Forbes magazine, Saudi Arabia's Prince Al-Walid, with over $21 billion, is the 35th richest person in the world. Being a Saudi prince, you just naturally assume he inherited his money, which I'm sure is partly true. However, he made a lot of his money by investing in banking and financial services, hotels and hotel management companies, mass media, entertainment, retail, agriculture, petrochemicals, aviation technology, and real estate all over the world. He's making money off of about anything people buy anywhere. You may not be a Saudi prince, but you can make money on about anything people buy almost anywhere by getting your free blue card. The Blue Card is a loyalty rewards card that not only gets you discounts on purchases, but up to 5% cash back on what you buy. If you refer someone to the Blue Card, you could earn money on what they buy. And if you refer the Blue Card to a business, you could earn on the purchases of anyone who uses the Blue Card in their store or almost anywhere.
To get your free Blue Card, go to bluecardshopping.com. That's bluecardshopping.com. bluecardshopping.com.
If you're one of the millions of Americans who suffers from back pain, there's new hope for relief without the use of over-the-counter pain pills. Australian Dream, makers of the popular arthritis cream, now offers a back pain cream. It's real medicine that goes on fast and provides effective relief for simple backache. Australian Dream Back Pain Cream has no odor, doesn't burn, and isn't greasy. And it's backed by the Empty Jar Guarantee. Love it or send back the empty jar for a full refund. Find Australian Dream Back Pain Cream now at Walgreens.
Saying I don't know is no longer acceptable. This is 660 AM, The Answer. The Wells Report must-hear radio on 660 AM, The Answer.
Do you have a business? Do you have $2,800? How would you like to take your business and $2,800, help out a bunch of little kids in Haiti, and get a free advertising campaign on 660 AM The Answer? Well, more details on how you can do exactly that coming up in just a couple of moments. It is hard for me to once again bring up another failure of the Transportation Security Administration. But they are not the only ones being duped in this horrifyingly terrible terror war. The London Daily Mail Online reports that ISIS jihadis in Syria and Iraq are actually funding their evil by milking Britain's benefit system through false claims, online fraud, and student loans. ISIS terrorists are abusing the UK benefit system to fund their holy war in Iraq and Syria. Hundreds of Brits are believed to have traveled abroad to fight with ISIS, and many of them are still believed to be claiming taxpayer-funded benefits. Experts believe jihadis have committed a number of high-level frauds to deliberately abuse the welfare system. A government probe now has been launched to establish the extent of how many benefit claims have actually been stolen. While a number of countries do have benefit agreements with the United Kingdom that allow British citizens to continue claiming state handouts, Iraq and Syria are not among them. In fact, if you get caught killing somebody with a Kalashnikov in the middle of the desert on video on Al Jazeera, your benefits are roundly canceled. Wow. The Department of Work and Pensions Fraud and Error Service has launched a series of reviews after people living in Iraq and Syria successfully pocketed U.S. benefits, UK benefits rather. The claims, which run to an unknown sum, are alleged to have been made within the last 3 years. It's the first time that the Whitehall Department has admitted British taxpayer money had been fraudulently claimed by people living in the heart of ISIS country. So you see, these people, these ISIS guys, they're very, very good at taking what's offered and turning it into something that no one is offering except themselves, which is remorseless, ruthless, murderous conduct. That's all it is. I hate to pick on the TSA because they're doing the best they can. I got a lot of friends that wear those blue shirts, and God bless them. But this is an organization that has been set up to fail. Maybe not on purpose, just by virtue of the fact that it is another gigantic bureaucracy run by yet another gigantic bureaucracy. DHS is useless, and everything downstream from DHS is thus equally useless. It's true. And isn't that a government project all the way? One of the dumbest things we did in the Patriot Act was to allow the FBI and the CIA to start communicating and comparing notes. But I guess we tried to make up for it by not letting TSA, who's actually responsible for locating and finding terrorists, have that information. No, we can't tell them who the terrorists are. We just got to make sure that they can't find the bombs they're carrying. I don't know what else to say. This is the Wells Report.
Dentist office, may I help you?
Hi, I'd like to cancel my teeth whitening appointment.
Oh, Oh, may I ask why?
I found a teeth whitener that works in 5 minutes that I can do from home.
Can I ask what it is?
It's called Power Swabs, and it whitens your teeth in 5 minutes, doesn't leave my teeth feeling sensitive, and it's a lot less expensive than visiting the dentist.
Hi, I'm John Greenhut, the CEO of Power Swabs. And if you want to whiten your teeth 2 shades in 5 minutes and 6 shades in 7 days, then try Power Swabs. There's no messy strips or trays that you'll have to leave in your mouth for an hour. Just swab your teeth and you're done. It removes stains on natural teeth as well as caps and veneers. Try Power Swabs risk-free by calling 1-800-281-4037. That's 1-800-281-4037. I guarantee your friends and coworkers will be wowed by your new white smile. Try it risk-free and get free shipping and handling today. Dial 1-800-281-4037. That's 1-800-281-4037.
This is a message for everyone who suffers from tinnitus, the constant ringing or buzzing in your ears. Right now, Ringaway is inviting you to participate in a special nationwide giveaway of a new breakthrough that combats ear ringing. That's right, we're giving away free bottles of this fast-acting breakthrough to everyone who calls in the next 10 minutes. Just call 1-800-448-1916. If lines are busy, try again. This is an exclusive radio-only offer. Ringaway is our #1 product for ear ringing, and there's nothing like it. Powered by fast-acting, doctor-recommended ingredients, it's scientifically designed to combat ear ringing and buzzing, so you can work and sleep in peace. But you can only get a free bottle by calling now. Take part in this special nationwide giveaway and see for yourself. If you want the ringing to stop, call now for details and participate in this special nationwide giveaway of Ringaway. For your free bottle, just call in the next 10 minutes. 1-800-448-1916. Hurry, supplies are limited. 1-800-448-1916.
In national financial news, a limited number of 2015 U.S. Silver Eagle dollars are now available at an introductory price too low to reveal on the radio. In a moment, we'll provide the toll-free number to call. The Silver Eagle is the largest and purest U.S. silver dollar ever struck. 1 ounce of pure silver, and is the only silver coin guaranteed by the U.S. government for its weight and purity. Over the years, the Silver Eagle has been one of the world's most popular and widely collected silver coins. From time to time, the U.S. Mint has even suspended production during periods of exceptionally high demand. Demand for the 2015 Silver Eagle is expected to be intense, especially at this shockingly low introductory price, forcing a strict limit of just 10 per household. To claim a share of these Silver Eagles and receive a free collector's guide, interested individuals are encouraged to call now. 1-800-500-6706. 1-800-500-6706. 1-800-500-6706.
If you're thinking about new windows for your home, here's what you have to consider. A quality-minded company that's been in business for a long time that'll be here if you need them in the future. That offers several options for you to choose from with a good warranty and a fair price. Hi, folks. I'm Frank Manzeri, co-owner of Statewide Remodeling, and I'm happy to say my company meets all those requirements. We've been installing new windows in Texas homes for over 21 years. Our restoration windows with their fiber core frames are 8 times stronger than hollow core vinyl and twice as strong as any composite frame. The exterior can be finished to match any color Sherwin-Williams offers, and we have 27% more glass area, so you don't lose near the visibility you do with other window brands. We also offer 100% financing to fit almost any budget. If you call now for your free estimate, I'm offering a 20% discount on your complete window and door project. Of course, your price is good for 30 days, so you have time to think it over or shop around. The number to call is 888-270-7095. That's 888-270-7095, or visit us online at statewideremodeling.com.
Hey everybody, Mark Davis from my friends at Good Feet. I've been proud for years to send you to the Good Feet locations in Plano and in Fort Worth. And now I'm really glad to tell you about the third Good Feet location, South Lake, Texas, right there at 2615 East South Lake Boulevard, a couple of blocks east of Town Square on South Lake Boulevard between Kimball and Nolan. Know what happens in there? The same great results you've always gotten in Plano and in Fort Worth. Real people taking care of real foot problems. Foot pain can spread. It can become leg pain, hip pain, back pain. Let's get you out of pain. At goodfeetdfw.com, learn about all the locations, brand new in South Lake. Plano, still on the corner of Coit and the Bush Turnpike in front of Central Market. Fort Worth, 1 block south of I-20 on Bryant Irvin. And brand new Good Feet in South Lake, 2615 East South Lake Boulevard, 2 blocks east of Town Square. It's Good Feet, getting people out of pain today. America's #1 arch support. Check them out at goodfeetdfw.com. That's goodfeetdfw.com, Plano, Fort Worth, and South Lake.
660 AM. 660 AM The Answer. 660 AM TheAnswer.com. The Wells Report is on 660 AM The Answer.
You are listening to the Wells Report. My name is Jon-David Wells. My wingman is Mark Davis. He shows up tomorrow morning at 7 o'clock, and here's what he's going to be talking about.
Hey, JD, good Monday night. Look, I want to apologize to everybody. We had a Monday show this morning, and here comes Tuesday, and I just want to tell everybody how sorry I am for not being wise enough to know absolutely everything that happened beyond the video of the pool party in McKinney. With everybody jumping to conclusions, there just must be something wrong with me, because here I am actually waiting for an investigation, waiting for some additional details. How awesome it must be to be so smart that you know everything about this cop and his actions. Heard from some folks like that this morning, and I might tomorrow. I do know this. We'll cover the latest on this story and actual other things overnight in front of mine on the Tuesday morning Mark Davis Show. See everybody in the morning, 7 to 10, right here on 660 AM The Answer.
You are listening to the Wells Report. My name is Jon-David Wells. Pamela Geller is not just a pretty face. She is an anti-terror crusader. She is someone who has put her life on the line to educate herself in the ways of violent jihad and do something about it. She's also one of the first people to understand that those who do not stand up to these people will be consumed by them. She is someone who has discovered that violent jihadists use the opportunities provided to them by others to exploit and advance violent jihad. Our Bill of Rights makes violent jihad much easier for those people who are preparing to practice it here in the United States. Now, we have a check and balance like so many other things. The United States is basically a self-regulating system. It's just not that easy to be able to get someone close enough to behead somebody else when they're filling you full of lead with their 9mm they keep in their purse. That's only something that happens in the United States. That can't happen anyplace else, especially Paris. Hell, some of their police officers don't even carry weapons. Why? Why? I know. Because they have really good life insurance laws in Paris. So the American Freedom Defense Initiative, run by President Pamela Geller, announced a new billboard campaign to defend freedom of speech and stand up to violent intimidation by putting up on billboards a cartoon of the visage of the prophet. And then she said this, which is something that I really didn't think about. Because the media and the cultural and political elites of this country continue to enforce Sharia without the consent of the American people by refusing to show any depictions of Muhammad or showing what it was in Texas that had jihadists opening fire, we're running a billboard ad featuring the winning cartoon by former Muslim Bosch Foston from our Muhammad art exhibit and cartoon contest in Garland, Texas. It shows an artist, his hand with a pencil, drawing the visage of the prophet, wielding a sword, and says, it says that, let me see if I can get a big enough picture of it. It says, "You don't draw me." And the artist answers, "That's why I draw you." Wow. So what she's saying is that by virtue of the political and cultural, politically correct elites telling us that somehow feeding into the ideology that it's okay to shoot somebody to death with a Kalashnikov if you draw a picture of the prophet. Those people who defend ISIS and violent jihad are actually enforcing Sharia law. Did you put that together? Did you put that two and two together? I didn't put that together. But that's exactly what's going on here. The new free speech campaign went up on 100 billboards today in St. Louis. Geller explained drawing Muhammad is not illegal under American law, but only under Islamic law. Violence that arises over the cartoon is solely the responsibility of Islamic jihadists who perpetrate it. Either America will stand now against attempts to suppress freedom of speech by violence, or will submit and give the violent the signal that we can be silenced by threats and murder. Speech that is offensive to some must not be curtailed but protected. Freedom of speech is the foundation of a free society. Without it, a tyrant can wreak havoc unopposed, while his opponents are silenced. If the speech that offends a group is outlawed, that group has absolute power, and a free society is destroyed. Do you agree? 866-660-5759. You know what I do. I do agree. She is, again, completely correct. She goes on to say a group that cannot be criticized publicly cannot be opposed. It can work its will no matter what it is, and no one will be able to say anything to stop it. And when it comes to violent jihad, no one will be able to say anything to stop it under penalty of death. In this Breitbart article, Geller added, there's nothing about this cartoon that incites violence. It is within the established American tradition of satire. If America surrenders on this point, freedom of speech is a relic of history. AFDI Vice President Robert Spencer said many people on both the left and right are saying that we should do nothing to provoke Islamic fundamentalism. The immediate answer would seem to be that we should do nothing to provoke violent jihadis. But the prudent thing to do would be to avoid doing things that anger them. But if we did that, they would not stop coming at us. Who was putting up cartoons of the visage of the prophet on September 10th, 2001? The answer is no one. No one. Last September, an Islamic State spokesman boasted, quote, we will conquer your Rome, break your crosses, enslave your women, by the permission of Allah the Exalted. This is his promise to us. He is glorified and he does not fail in his promise. If we do not reach that time, then our children and grandchildren will reach it, and they will sell your sons as slaves at the slave market. That's what they're saying now. You mean they would say something even more crazy if we provoke them? Is it productive and helpful to signal to them that we will acquiesce to their threats of violence and change our behavior accordingly? Or whether will we instead signal to them that their violent threats are not going to frighten us into submission? This is the moral choice. This is the turn the other cheek moment. You see, there are a lot of people that are Muslims and are peaceful and are loving and are great neighbors and are revulsed by this cartoon. But they understand that even though they may be revulsed by the cartoon, They don't get to go and grab a knife and chop somebody's head off because of it. That doesn't mean that they're any less offended. It just means that they are not savages. See, they're being forgotten in this entire conversation. Now, is that Pamela Geller's fault? No, it's not Pamela Geller's fault. You know whose fault it is? These same people that are hurt, even though they are not violent jihadists. The same people that are revulsed by this but won't kill somebody for it are sadly the ones who are silent when somebody does kill somebody else for it. That's called complacency. Or silent support. So while I recognize that there may be wonderful Muslims who love America and just want to live in peace, that are revulsed by the pictures of the prophet in St. Louis, all I can say is we need to hear more from you when somebody does something horrifyingly violent and completely inescapably evil, inescapably savage. Inescapably anti-human. You have to stand up. And I swear, if we could get real Muslims to shut down the false ones who pervert their religion, this could come to a halt at a rapid pace. But what the silent ones and the loving ones need to know is that if they're not successful in stopping these jihadis, somebody will. And it will be bloody. And it will cost hundreds of thousands of lives. And it will happen as sure as the sky is blue. We are different than you in that we do not believe that curtailing speech is anything except your opportunity to grasp the initiative. And then, of course, there will be something else that we simply cannot do under pain of death. And something else, and something else, and something else, even if you're just making it up, regardless of the incredible flaws in logic that go with whatever it is that you're trying to get done. That will occur until we're all dead. The inexorable march to extinction. Because we would not do what Pamela Geller told us to do, which is to tell these power elites and politically correct nincompoops, ask them if they're the Taliban. Ask them if they are jihadis. You know, and I bet you some of them are. Think about it for just a couple of seconds. How more effective could you possibly be at fighting the fight? Hiding in plain sight. AFDI stands for the freedom of speech as opposed to Islamic prohibition of blasphemy, the freedom of conscience as opposed to the Islamic death penalty for apostasy, the equality of rights for all people before the law as opposed to Sharia's institutionalized discrimination against women and non-Muslims. You are listening to the Wells Report. This is 660 AM The Answer.
Hey, it's Mark Davis with something I know you do not want to spend your summer doing.
you're
Paying
good.
2 mortgages while only living in one house, or stuck in one house that you can't sell when there's another house right over there across town that you'd love to move into, but you can't. If you're stuck in a home you can't sell and nobody else has been able to sell it for you, let me solve that for you. Josh DeShong, my hero. He sold our home. Josh DeShong and the now famous Josh DeShong home selling team. Here's how he works. Marketing budget like nobody else. Energy like nobody else. Putting your house in front of so many people. You only need one buyer. He will find it. Here's his pledge. You'll sit down with Josh DeShong. Talk about a price and a time frame. If your house does not sell at that agreed upon price, in that agreed upon time frame, that's it. Josh DeShong will buy your house. Your house will get sold. That's why his website is getsold.net. Getsold.net. Call Josh today. Get him on your team. 972-325-6644. 972-325-6644 or getsold.net.
Do you panic every time the phone rings? Do you dread opening the mail? Are you scared to see who is at the front door? One phone call to the experts at Rush Tax Resolution can put an end to your nightmare. If you owe $10,000 or more in personal or business taxes, have unfiled returns, received an audit notice, or have been threatened with a levy or garnishment, chances are your tax problem has been costing you a lot of sleep. Call 877-554-RUSH to get effective and reputable help today. Rush Tax Resolution has federally licensed tax experts with unrestricted rights to represent and defend you before the IRS. They will hold your hand through the process and get you a permanent solution to your tax problem. You may even have up to 85% of your taxes forgiven. And if you're not sure what the IRS has in your file, call today and receive a free transcript analysis. Call now. 877-554-RUSH. That's 877-554-RUSH. Or log on to rushtaxresolution.com. 877-554-7874.
Did you know by age 50, half of all men have an enlarged prostate? This means more trips to the bathroom, longer time in the bathroom, waking at night to go, or issues in your romantic life. If this sounds familiar, call us now, because we're shipping free bottles of Super Beta Prostate to listeners of this station. Super Beta Prostate is a non-prescription formula guaranteed to reduce the symptoms of your enlarged prostate. It's yours free. Pay only shipping and handling. Just call 1-800-952-3467. In clinical trials, the ingredient in Super Beta Prostate was shown to reduce urges to use the bathroom.